live on the YouTube. Welcome everybody. How we doing?
Yeah.
We're gaming, and more importantly, we're back.
We are back, boys. Alright, so live on the YouTube. Hell yeah. Today's scenario goes something along the lines of it is the year 2030. The government never reopened from its 2025 shutdown that we are experiencing right now. Due to lack of governmental structure and opposition, Donald Trump basically declared himself winner of his third term, which globally reduced everybody's trust in America, and our dollar promptly collapsed after that. So we're now looking at about 2 years post-dollar collapse. Federal government still a thing, state government still a thing. Due to lack of funding, their ability to project power has been greatly reduced, and they a lot of times are busy squabbling with each other more than they are dealing with citizens. Most of the laws, if you will, that people experience on a daily basis. We want to do. Hold on, having technical difficulties. Most of the laws people experience on a regular basis are coming from. Beautiful, we'll do that. Are coming from the cities they're in, right? So large cities. It doesn't have to be New York City large, but any large area, metropolitan area that has a good economy within it. They're able to fund and field a police force, and those people are able to project the laws and regulations of the cities. Almost going back to city-states, but not quite, right? Because there still is a state and a federal government floating around out there somewhere. However, the big areas in between, where there's not a lot of economy going on a dense location, is unprotected, and there is basically no man's land, right? There are no cops are going out there to stop bad guys. Nobody's coming to help you if you call for help out there. We have been we're living in Waco, and Waco and Temple here have been transporting supplies back and forth to each other. It's about 25-mile stretch from the last checkpoint in Waco to the first checkpoint in Temple. Law enforcement between Waco and Temple has been covering the security of these transportations of economic supplies and whatnot, goods and services, if you will. But due to the uptick in hostility, both the highways are becoming more dangerous, as well as the law enforcement needs to focus their efforts on keeping the cities themselves secure and safe. So they've announced they no longer have the manpower to deal with guarding these convoys. Roughly every Tuesday and every Friday, roughly 10 semi-trucks depart from Waco, and then they arrive in Temple, they drop their load, they pick up supplies from Temple, and then they turn right around and head back to Waco. All of the corporations and the small local businesses between Waco and Temple are chipping in, and they are hiring a private security force, which is us. And right, so our manpower, the primary fighting force we have here is going to be two mobile sections. Okay, so these guys chipped in and they bought soft shell Humvees, so these aren't armored, but these are well-equipped off-road vehicles, and they do have a readily set up turret and gun mount in the middle, which was the big buy with them. And they've also purchased 8 240s to go on top of these, right? So we have medium machine guns, full-blown, belt-fed, big boy guns. Everybody else is well equipped. If anybody happened to not have night vision or whatever the case is, that was paid for by these businesses. Cool. So in those 8 vehicles, there's going to be 5 people per vehicle, and they're going to operate in two separate teams. Those are called sections, 4 vehicles each. Of the 5 people per vehicle, only 3 are dismounts, right? So that driver and that gunner will never leave the vehicle, which means the vehicle itself is a fighting unit that can be moved around and shoot on the battle space, even if it's had its dismount. Cool. So that's 2 mobile sections, each with 4 trucks, and then each able to dismount 12 individuals to be foot mobile fighters if necessary. So 12 times 2 is 24. If both those sections are together, that's the total number of dismounts you have. As well as we have a rifle section with us, right? So this rifle section is 2 rifle platoons, two rifle squads. Each squad has 3 teams. Each team has 4 riflemen, as well as each squad has a squad leader, a doc, and a radio operator that kind of make a 4th leadership element team, if you will. Any questions?
No, but I had an observation.
Yeah, let's hear it.
In all actuality, within the first 30 days, people would be dying left and right in the cities.
I mean, it depends, right? So the thing is, it's a dollar collapse. It's not necessarily societal collapse, right? So without getting into the fine tune of the economics, right? The dollar kind of becomes paper money. Most of these cities will probably promptly start either dealing with cryptocurrency or issuing their own trade or switching over to gold, depending on what the logistics of each individual location is. And then obviously city to city trade or whatever payments are going to be handled in likely gold, bartering, or cryptocurrency as well. But like, just because your dollar is worthless, like the power plant is still there. So if you get the guys to go there and run the power plant, then everybody still has power. The water treatment facility is still there. If you get guys to go to the water treatment facility and use it, then everybody has clean water. And though the first day or the first week might have some spottiness and some here and there, it's in everybody's interest, right? The guys that work at the power plant want their house in Waco to have power. It's in their interest to go to the power plant and make it turn on, right? Society wants to be society. So given any opportunity to be a society, you are, right? So the things that would stop if like power went out and then the utility services couldn't run, or if for whatever reason like trucks of food stopped coming in or whatnot, right? But again, there's still farmers. The farmers still have seed. They want to grow their seed and get money. Maybe instead of US dollars, they get paid in Bitcoin or bags of silver now or whatever the case is, right? But they still want to do their job and receive payment, and the people in the city still want to eat. So definitely things are spotty. iPhone 27 didn't come out this year, and there might not be 47 different flavors of Doritos in the grocery store, but power's on, the water runs when you turn it on, there is food to be had, etc., etc. And a big part of that is us doing this transport between Waco and Temple, right? I put in a little write-up that we are getting paid a healthy chunk of money, but also this is a critical thing that has to happen. If this 2 times a week shipment doesn't go down, then that's major economic situations, ramifications in both Waco and Temple, right? So many thousands of people depending on this shipment every Tuesday and Friday, making it to and fro.
Does this map actually have the Waco, Texas, where ATF did the raid?
I don't. I'm sure we could find it. I mean, it's just Google Maps. I'm sure it's on there wherever it's at. I don't know. I don't know the lore by heart so much to be like, there it is over there. Let me pull up the coordinates for you.
Are we starting in Waco and going to Temple and doing a full run to and fro?
Correct. Right. So of all these men, this level of manpower was assumed that it was individuals from both Waco and Temple volunteering to do this duty. Right. So we'll show.
Do we have a start point you could ping, and where are we dropping off?
Yeah. So we're starting. Let's say these trucks stage right here, but then they're in safety. The last checkpoint is going to be basically right here, where all the metropolitan and urban stuff kind of ends, and then it kind of starts no man's land, right? So this is the last point of safety. There's a cop checkpoint right there, and then we have to travel this full 25-mile stretch, which is pretty sporadic. There are some small towns around on the side of the road, but not much. And then when we pull in, I would say they'd probably set up a checkpoint somewhere right about here. Would be the Temple safety point, right? So if we get to there from Waco, it's a 25-mile stretch. I pulled it up on directions a little bit ago.
And we've been running this MSR for 2 times a week for 1 month, so 8 trips.
Right. And this has been happening, right, for the better part of the 2 years since the dollar collapse and all that. And it's just now the security is going to have to be taken over by us. The law enforcement aren't going to handle it anymore.
Did in the lore, as it were, did the law enforcement ever run into any issues doing these logi runs?
Yeah, definitely. The security posture is an uptick, right? We're back to think of like a modern medieval time period, right? So inside city gates, you have the city guards, and they don't let any funny business happen, but it's very dangerous to travel on the roadways, especially unprotected, unguarded, especially if you're driving 10 fat semi trucks full of loot down the fucking bandit highway. Every bandit for as far as the eye can see is very interested. So yeah, I mean, cops. It's not unusual to see law enforcement carrying rifles, carrying rifle magazines, standard on their, a couple of them on their belt line or on their front of their plate carriers. Gunfights definitely happen on the city walls and the outer checkpoints and along the roadways, if you will. Citizens do travel it, right? Like it's not every single vehicle that gets on the road is going to have bandits come at it, but definitely the more fat loot you are, the more bandit activity you attract, as well as the softer target, right? So if you're a woman and a child trying to drive and everyone can see that, you might get got. But we will definitely, they know that this shipment's coming. It's a regular thing. It has to be a regular thing for like economic business reasons. So
is it running at daytime or nighttime?
They've been running at daytime, but you could make some minor change ups like that. We could talk about it.
Could we do like a night drive, blacked out with nods?
So you can do that, but the semi truck drivers are gonna not be able to do that.
I didn't take that into consideration. I was just thinking more tactically for the Humvees because they're soft shells and you'd be less likely to be seen or spotted.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to have like an element way up ahead, or you want to do like route reconnaissance or whatever, then yeah, the tactical dudes have that tactical ability, absolutely.
Is our security force stronger than the usual? Because this is our first go, right?
Sure. Yeah, this is gonna be the first time out. Yeah, this is a pretty hefty security force, especially we got belt feds. That's not everywhere all the time, always. That's not rare that you see either, though. Right, like
so anybody that would be scoping out the usual police would not be expecting our level of force.
Yeah, we're going to be a little bit more beefy than the police normally were, right? They didn't have up guns. They were just traveling in like police trucks with everybody rifles and stuff like that.
Gotcha. No Bearcats hauling ass down the road.
Yeah, no.
Do we have the capability to transport the rifle platoon like in one of these other like large trucks or something so they can come with us?
Yeah, the rifle section, which is 2 squads, it has 4 vans, so 2 vans per squad, converted cargo vans that they can ride in, right? Those are soft shell, they have no up gun. They are just fast vehicular transport.
The good thing about this is it makes you think because you don't have indestructible Tonka trucks anymore.
No. Right, and so let's talk as we go down the route here. So this is where we depart out of Waco. This city, this little area close to us is very friendly. We never have any issues with them. We've never had any issues with anybody out of Bruceville. There's been some stuff that we've had issues out of people in Eddy, but they claimed that it was like outsiders and it wasn't them, and it's not very often. A lot of times on the highway, people will try to do highway robbery. Our convoy's a little large for that, but they'll try to like box you in and slow you down, and then just strong arm you off your stuff. As well as our convoy has received contact through these areas. There's 2 of them where there's forest on either side of the road. One is here, and then I must have passed one up. One right here. Right. So we have received.
Can we do like 25-meter staggered columns of the gun trucks that we do have?
Say again. 25-meter staggered column.
Yeah, like a 25-meter staggered column of the trucks themselves, like 75 feet or so, give or take. The
Yeah.
.28 at the end.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, brother, for sure. You can whenever we get this going, we can all talk about it, and whatever can be done is allowed.
I think it's a little too specific, though, to start calling that. Let's see. Not that it's a generally bad idea, but are there any other problem areas like, I don't know, mountainous terrain or woods? There's that big area just north of, what did you say it was, Bruceville? Was that the problem area?
Yeah, we've noticed that. We've never had any problem with Bruceville. There has been some people that like tried to do some stuff and fled through Eddy, but then the locals there claimed that it wasn't them. They just were passing through.
This may be a little too specific of a question, but you said it's what, 25 miles one way?
It's 25 miles one way from one checkpoint to the other. Yes, sir.
During this TDG, we don't need to worry about any fuel stops for any of these big trucks or anything, do we?
Correct. They can.
Okay.
They'll be full on fuel.
They can make it.
Yeah, they're full on fuel, and they can do the round trip and then refuel when they get back. And
That's the question I had with this. How many semis are there?
10.
That we're moving?
10.
10 semis.
It's
This is
10
a
with 2
fucking
sections
chonker.
and 4 rifle
That is a-
trucks.
That is a chunky convoy.
Yeah, I mean it's
Damn.
it's all the economic trade
Sure.
from one pretty large city to another pretty large city. Think about how many trucks are normally coming in and out of cities this size on a daily basis. That's greatly reduced.
Got to reduce
So-
their presence. Actually protect
I don't
them.
mean to dictate anything, but can we put a gun truck in the front, have so many, and split them evenly in between, with the middle section having a little bit more, like 3 or 4, and then have a gun truck in between those columns of the trucks so they're protected?
So you're wanting the 10 semi trucks staggered in like a staggered column, and then you want some gun trucks in the front, some gun trucks in the back, and then some gun trucks in between the staggered column of semi trucks. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes, that is correct.
That physically can be done, absolutely. So I think OG is going to kind of take the head on this one, a little guest appearance, but as per normal,
I'm going to sit this one out because I played last week. I didn't do so hot under pressure. I'll be honest with you guys.
It's okay, brother. It's all a learning experience.
Learning experience.
Yeah.
You know?
But we do have at least 2 more, right? So there's 2 vehicle sections and then a rifle section. So I think we can easily do three players for sure.
I'm working on a tentative convoy chalk order right now. I'll run it by you here in a second once I get it all drawn out.
Any,
1 minute.
Phil, did you wanna play along? I would assume.
Yeah, I'll play. Just spitballing here. I don't know if, I mean, it's going to be OG's call, but I like the idea of doing this at night and then running like just a dark group out towards like known problem areas ahead of the convoy, with nods and thermals and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a little, I mean, this is outside of what, like, anything that I usually do, so I mean, I'm going to defer to OG.
Don't worry, being a dismounted light infantry reconnaissance man, I definitely have a whole lot of experience with running convoys. Trust me. Fucking, I'm gonna do my damnedest here. I'm gonna try and bang together as many brain cells as I can to make this to mitigate as much risk as possible.
I assume the truckers themselves have, like, plussed up like repair kits for tires and whatever shit. If a fucking radiator gets shot up, like, they have patch kits and stuff themselves. I mean, they handle that.
Yes, the
Don't
trucker.
Humvees have run flat tires?
Yeah, we're talking about semi trucks themselves. The
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good, brother. Yeah, they all have, like you just mentioned, they can swap their tires. They have repair kits for their radiators, jumper cables, etc., air compressors, blah, 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 blah. They have the tools they need to fix the problems that are feasibly fixed on the road.
OG, if the bandits are used to seeing police forces of lesser security, if you do a Group A and a Group B, stagger their departures. Any bandits that would take contact on the first group would not be expecting a follow-up of the second reinforcements.
True. Yeah, I was kind of toying with the idea of sort of splitting up the convoys so that we don't have all our eggs in one basket, but also I'm just, if the front convoy gets stalled at all, then it halts everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm tentatively trying to put assets in the right place in terms of like security assets in the right place to where if you take contact at all, it's just an iron wall, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Where we're focusing a lot of firepower on the front, okay? And then while we're traveling, ideally, that was something I was going to ask: is what is the capability or the possibility of being able to essentially just dominate the highway, basically fill all lanes, and we kind of just move as one at the same time. Because the idea of having, you know, unknown vehicles just kind of adjacent to the convoy, obviously kind of just opens us up on our left and right. You know what I'm saying? So if I was going to do it, I mean, I would basically like, okay, we're all going to leave together, and nobody's going to come fucking in between us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So there is some civilian traffic, but it's definitely not like it normally would be. You can't completely shut down the roadway and not allow any, because this is like an interstate, right? People are traveling from all over through here, and like I said, America, it's the government technically still exists. You can't just claim domination of their interstate highway. That will eventually attract the attention of the U.S. Army. But you can, right? You can dominate all but one lane and then force civilian traffic to use that one lane around you, and then you know it. Or you can go 3 lanes wide and no one goes behind you, but then you're stuck at whoever's in front of you, right? You can't run through people or like force them to. Jeez Louise, force them to travel at the speed you want or whatever. You get what I'm saying?
I do. Okay. So you
OG,
can't
are you-
completely impede like the roadway. You gotta leave at least one lane open.
Yes, you can't completely shut it down. You can do a lot more than you could get away with today, but you still have to allow civilian traffic to get through somehow.
Okay, that's fine. Let me
Are-
work with that.
Are you thinking about doing this at night just because it's going to thin down? I assume it would thin out like civilian traffic and make the bad guys a little more obvious, probably, if we're looking for them on thermals or whatever.
Would a security force leapfrog and take the forward position to scope it out, and then convoy comes through, and then keep leapfrogging the security force?
You would probably
Is that like an
want,
SOP?
you would probably want some sort of lead trace unit, some sort of route recon unit or whatever, like even if they were just like a quarter mile up ahead. Right, your mobile assets are limited. 8 trucks is a lot if they're all together bearing down on somebody, but it's a lot to try, or it's not a lot to try and split up and cover all your bases on your protection of your convoy and a lead trace element and all that. So.
Do we have drone assets?
Sure.
Good question.
Yes, drones are a thing. You have them.
Okay. I think I have a tentative chalk order.
Yeah, let's hear you.
If we were going to move as one singular convoy, which I think would be a decent idea. We do have in this chalk order, there is notionally we're planning on using a van of the dismounted guys, basically as like a feeler out front, where if there's anything that looks out of ordinary, at least they basically act as a canary. Like, hey, there's a fucking, multiple pickup trucks just parked off the side of the highway, like facing the road, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
about to make a blockade or whatever. At least then they could drive through, not look like they're part of the convoy, and be on the other side or whatever. Or just at the very least, they're an early warning. They're a fucking canary. So it would basically be in this order. I have it written down too. So it's van up front. That's the feeler van. They would drive ahead, you know, up to a fucking quarter mile or something like that. Just looking out for shit. And then it'd be 2 gun trucks up front, sort of spearheading. And then 3 semis, gun truck, van, gun truck, 3 semis, gun truck, van, gun truck, 4 semis, and then gun truck, van, gun truck. So basically the van gets sandwiched in between the fucking the gun trucks and can act as, you know, a fucking maneuver element or whatever. Fucking they have to dismount. Either way, you know what I'm saying? Like they're kind of clustered together while trying to amass as much of the logistics in the middle of the convoy as possible.
So you've basically, so just so I understand, I don't know if you realize you did this or not, but you have a van and 2 gun trucks, and then it's like a van and 2 gun trucks at each thing. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah. So it's
4 vans, 8 gun trucks, but split up into 4 teams.
Yeah, they're basically evenly distributed. In the back, there's more.
One extra semi. Yes. Yeah.
And then 2 gun trucks up front, just by themselves, sort of like spearheading.
Right.
In front of the 3 semis, and then everything in between and behind it is 2 gun trucks and a van, essentially. And then the lone van is out front,
Yep.
doing his canary duties. You know what I'm saying? Niffin.
Sounds good, boss. Anybody have any
Does that
any
sound
input?
crazy to anybody? Yeah.
That sounds good. Can you just, sorry, real slowly run through the order again? There's the feeler van that's like quarter mile
Sure.
plus away.
Yep.
The
So,
2 gun
up
trucks, 3
front-
semis.
Up front, there's the feeler van. The feeler van is going to drive, you know, leave first, obviously. Act as that feeler, or possibly a QRF if the main body gets fucking attacked. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's say the feeler van doesn't get compromised and then the main body gets attacked. That feeler van's then on the other side of, you know, the ambush, can act as QRF. So the feeler van leaves first, and they're driving approximately 1/8 of a mile, quarter mile, something like that. And then the actual main body of the convoy, excuse me, is 2 gun trucks right at front, 3 semis behind it, and then I'm not too fucking particular with this, I really don't care, but it's 2 gun trucks and a van behind that first 3, and then that's basically the order that repeats. So it's 3 semis, 2 gun trucks and a van, 3 semis, 2 gun trucks and a van, and in the back it's 4 semis, 2 gun trucks and a van. I had to
Coach,
write
what's
it
the
down to keep
protocol
track of
for
all that shit.
sweeping the lanes? So no, like, VIBDs or whatever the fuck they're called, run upside a convoy.
Like this, if you're looking at the screen, right? So we have green is van, blue is gun trucks, red is semis. So way up front, 1 van, 2 gun trucks, 3 semis, 2 gun trucks, van, 3 semis, 2 gun trucks, van, 4 semis, 2 gun trucks, van.
Correct.
I have a question about this. Are we utilizing both sides of the roadbed of the highway?
No, you'll just be using the one, like it's going to be 3 lanes at least on one side, and then
Oh,
like a
okay.
big
You're
median on the
acknowledging
other.
traffic laws for the most part. You're not driving in oncoming traffic.
Yes, there's also a physical median there that you can't
Okay,
drive through.
very good.
Yep, so it's 3 lanes and then a shoulder on either side, and then a hard concrete median barrier, and then another 3 lanes and 2 shoulders on the other side.
Excellent.
That's very nice. I like that concrete barrier, just because it kind of pushes the threats off to the right, presumably. But we'll see if they want to hit us. They could also use it as cover. I mean, anyway, just thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll stop bullets, no doubt, at least for a good while.
Since you have two Humvees at the front, I think they should be in the right lane and in the middle lane, and that way you run up on civilians' asses and push them to the left lane, so that nobody's close to your semis in the right lane.
It's not a terrible idea at all.
Yeah, I figured all the semis would be in the right lane, obviously, you know, the travel lane. I figured if there is any vehicle that's like stopped in the shoulder or anything like that, or if the feeler van sees anything like, yeah, there's like fucking 3 trucks up here stopped in the shoulder, blah blah blah, then, you know, could potentially adjust as needed, move the semis to the middle lane. But I mean, it's 10 fucking semis to move over into the middle lane in a quarter mile. If it's possible, then good. But I figured, you know, the main threats would be coming from behind us, you know, traveling with us essentially. So we would either have to pass the vehicles and they hop on the road behind us, or they're already on the road behind us. So the idea of keeping them in the right lane is that you can basically box your own trucks in with your security element. You know what I'm saying? Kind of prevent like a sort of ramming incident. It's just the lighter vehicles obviously have more maneuverability, so you need to protect the less mobile, the less agile logistical assets that you have with those gun trucks and those vans. Mainly the gun trucks. While you're moving, the vans aren't really doing shit, except maybe, you know, lane denial while you're driving.
GWOT, how many drone assets?
We'll say 4. One per section and then 1 per squad.
Gotcha. OG, drones usually have a setting where you can lock a point in orbit, so you wouldn't have to deploy it in the middle of a battle and waste that tactical time. You could like lock it onto like each team leader's vehicle or something and have it orbit while you guys transport.
Okay.
I have one question.
What up?
What would it be advantageous, instead of having the van in the rear, to have a gun truck in the rear to be able to use the up gun just in case?
Keep in mind that van in the rear can also act as a, well, I don't know that I'd call it low vis, but you still have, you know, just like we have the leading van, the van in the rear to see anything first, coming from behind, and then the 2 gun trucks right there.
That's a good
Gotcha.
idea.
Yeah, plus you would need
Easy to
those
get rushed
rifleman
from behind.
bodies to pull rear security when the convoy gets halted.
I didn't think about that. You make a fair point.
That would make sense. Fucking if what I think is what I think is likely is if vehicles are used to attack the convoy, they come up from behind us, then that fucking feeler van in the back can serve the same as the front, and you can still have the gun trucks close to the fucking semis. So I think that's a good layout, where you basically have the 2 gun trucks tight into the actual convoy itself, and then 2 vans on the outer perimeters. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like 2 QRF assets basically. You have one up front in case you get ambushed from the front. You got one in the back that can basically act as a fucking QRF if, you know, vehicles rush in from behind. The only thing you have to kind of worry about is potential friendly fire. If the rear vehicles engage, you know, on a 3-lane highway, I mean, hopefully that rear van is stationed back at least a little bit far enough until the fucking cocksuckers get ran off the road or something like that.
Before we step
the rear
off,
van
given that we have
definitely-
doctors on this, medics, I feel like we're going to take some IEDs of some sort or heavy casualties. Are you going to establish like CCP protocols or anything? Like what vehicles are going to take bodies and whatnot?
So the vans would be the only thing that's able to, like, lay a casualty in and administer work on them or whatever.
Gotcha.
convoy layout. We'll move as one. Or do we want to move during the day or at night? At night, we might be able to leverage fucking nods in a combat situation, but I mean, it's also like a highway with headlights and shit like that, excuse me. So I don't know how useful they would be necessarily. I think moving during the day would be better because fucking just you have better visibility overall. Obviously, I mean, you'll have more people on the road, but I don't know, sometimes that might be a good thing. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I hear you. Now that I think about it, I kind of like daylight more than I did earlier. And we can do it during hours of like non-peak traffic. I mean, if people are still going to work doing their 9 to 5 thing, we can do it, you know, during the daylight, just not, you know, during rush hour.
Sure. Yeah, definitely a good idea.
Would
Also-
night not be better because we have the technology advantage over regular bandits using nods and stuff?
Yes.
Like security force can run dark,
but-
and then the convoy can run with their running lights on and stuff. So we can have a lower security
As soon
presence.
as headlights get involved
Yep.
with nods, I mean, it's gonna fucking wash out damn near everything. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like, using nods in a convoy like this works great when every vehicle in the convoy can have their lights off. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying more so when the fights kick off, everybody kills their lights because the drivers of the trucks are useless, so nods don't really matter to them. It's just from a tactical fighting position.
Yeah, I guess it depends if whoever's doing the ambush or whatever decides to keep their headlights on, which I'm sure they would. You know, they got to see too. So,
The other,
I think it's a hair splitting sort of deal. Either
No,
way.
I got you. I'll step back.
the other thing I wanted to mention is I wanted some kind of friendly identification for the vans. Like if they have, you know, like a cop light, you know, whether it's a blue or red flashy light that the driver can, you know, reach outside of his window and just stick on his freaking, you know, the roof of his car, just so that they don't get gunned down or
Yeah,
catch fire from, you know,
yeah.
just so we have awareness.
We'll say all vehicles have a singular red flashing light that they can activate whenever they want.
Okay. Shall
All
we begin?
security
Shall we move the thing
security
before
force
people starve to
vehicles.
death?
Before people start to, I'm so hungry. I need my popsicles. All right. So, we ready to roll, everybody? Any questions, comments, concerns, final thoughts?
How do we want to disseminate control of the vehicles in the convoy? Because there's how many of us are actively participating? We'd probably have to divvy up like control of.
Sure. So there's
truck
OG,
or whatever.
OG, Phil. Who else? Anybody else playing? No. All right.
I'm down to play a minor role.
Down to play a minor role. Hell yeah, I love that. Who said that? Troll?
That was Salty Dog.
Salty Dog? Yeah,
Hey,
wonderful.
Salty Dog too.
Salty Dog. Yeah, cool. Let's do Phil be in charge of dismount, and OG, you be in charge of gun trucks, and Salty Dog, you can be that lead trace vehicle because you'll be kind of cut off from everybody and have to make decisions on your own.
Yep, sounds good.
Everybody good? Everybody ready?
Yep.
All right.
I think so. Normally, I'd like to go over the terrain analysis just one more time.
Sure.
But I don't know if we have time for all
we got
that.
time.
Just
We
to-
got time?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just to
What do you want to see,
look
brother?
over like points of contention. Like if I was going to ambush us, where and how would I do it?
Sure. Would you want me to zoom in? It's a lot for me to try to like. That's why we're doing this on the Google Maps only today. Right, here's the one spot where you've taken contact from the tree line to the road. Here's one of them.
Yeah. With that one, I guess we'll send the lead van through, and if they spot anything, we can get the dismounts out and have them start pushing. on anybody that looks like a problem before we, go through with a convoy. Just brainstorming.
Then where's the other
Does
one?
the barrier cover the entire length of the highway from each location?
Yes. It's going to go the full way, and it's like waist height.
Yeah, just a regular Jersey barrier.
Yep. And then is that the second one? No, here's the second one down here. So there's this other patch of vegetation on either side.
Okay. How many exits are there on the highway?
Probably a good few.
Yeah, I would assume looks like there's some
Where are we
towns or villages.
Some villages around. All right, so we leave Waco. Right there's the exit point. Here's one entrance, one exit. Here's 2 exit, 2 entrance. Here's 3 exit, 3 entrance, 4 exit, 5, 6, 7. Probably about 20 to 25, right? Every mile or so. It's 25 miles.
God damn. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Big brain. Rear
vehicle, that rear vehicle is going to have to maintain a little bit of distance. It might behoove them to stick back far enough to see, okay, the last semi went by. Fucking if they see just an absolute like clusterfuck of vehicles getting on an exit or something like that.
Just 12 vehicles enter at once.
Like, oh my god! Yeah, literally. So yeah.
Yeah, so you just want to have lead van and rear van be a good ways, good distance off the convoy feelers. Alrighty, yeah, for sure. Anyone want to see anything else specifically? Here's Eddie, that village.
It looks like there's two areas with pretty dense veg.
Yep.
And then one town that has had issues before.
Yep.
We got Ops and Eddie.
And there's some other small stuff around on the side of the road here and there, but there's also lots of patches with not much.
Potential sundown towns, you know what I mean?
Here's Troy right before we get into Temple.
Very good. Right on. Fucking this is kind of one of those things. I think our best bet is to trust the formation. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to leverage. There's so many fucking variables now.
Oh, for sure.
Entrance, on ramps, off ramps, shoulders, vegetation, concealment, small towns with known issues. It's like can't really plan for everything, but at the same time we have 8 fucking 240s and a shit ton of dudes that are down for the cause. So I think with the layout that we have, I think we could send it and adjust fire as needed. So I think those fucking vans will pay themselves off in dividends. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, brother.
I think we're good if you guys are good.
How is Troy's relation with Temple? Is it similar to the town that's near Waco, or are they friendly?
Yes, yeah. So these small towns just on our outskirt, they typically don't fuck around for fear of us squashing them. Essentially, right? Like here's Troy, like a couple subdivisions and a fucking Dollar General, compared to the might of Temple. So if
with that water access.
Yeah. If Troy becomes a problem for Temple will just Control Alt Delete Troy. So they typically, and same thing for Luray up here, I think it is. Lorena.
I feel like most of these small towns, it would behoove them, if they live there, it would behoove them not to fuck with the logistics that are literally going to the areas where they do their fucking
commerce at
shopping and shit at. Yeah. So I think the idea that like, oh yeah, the townsfolk at Eddie, no, we don't actually hate you guys. It's just we had some fucking shitlords come in from Austin or something, and they wanted to get a piece of the pie. It wasn't actually us. I think that's valid. Or if it was an issue, then it's, you know, one bad actor, but I don't think it spoils the whole pot, you know.
Sure, it's a reasonable thought to have, no doubt. Alrighty, boys. So we're doing it. We're rolling.
Let's do it.
Everybody arrived on time. Formation's all good. We're pulling through town in the safe zone. We exit the final checkpoint, exiting friendly lines. All is well. We pass through this small town, Lorena. Everybody waves. It's all good. As we're driving, a lot of vehicles are just getting the fuck out of our way. It's not unheard of to seeing something like us, but definitely this stretch of highway isn't used to it, and people seem to be giving us the respect we're due. We're traveling through. Everything seems fine. And then when we cross through both of these danger areas, and then just right around here, one of our semis catches a flat tire. And so they call over the radio, flat tire, pull over. So we pull over to the right or the left, boys.
I would pull off to the right.
Okay. Pull off, hug the right. Semis all come to a stop. A couple drivers at the front and the rear of the semi that had the flat tire get out of their trucks to go help that driver assist with the changing of his tire. And they report over the radio this will take 15 to 30 minutes.
Vans, except for the, I guess the two vehicles in the very front and the very back, are going to dismount and take up security.
Okay. Take up security and do what? Just direct traffic all the way to the left lane, and
Yeah, we'll direct traffic, but let's see. Yeah, I guess we'll just direct traffic and jeez, yeah, I don't really know. Deal with the traffic mostly, and just keep eyes out.
The gun trucks need to stay mounted and fucking box in the now parked semis. They gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta go stay close to the payload.
sure.
Since
Okay.
we're stationary, it may be a good opportunity to get the drones up to give us a little bit further of a
Big brain.
intel.
Big brain, salty dog. Hell yeah.
Okay, so the drones start getting up in the air. While that's happening, you've been there about 5 minutes, and you see a vehicle come up and park right here, and two guys get out, and they start to walk up to you. When they get within about shouting distance, they start waving and saying, "Hey, you guys having trouble? You need some help? We haven't seen you boys before. Who are you?"
Nope. Fucking
Nope.
go away.
We're conducting security operations in the area. Please go back to whatever you're doing.
Okay.
And have a nice day.
All right. While
Make a note of who they are and their. I mean, if we see their license plates of their vehicles, you know,
Sure.
whatever.
While that's happening, you see 4 vehicles. Your drone sees 4 vehicles, 4 trucks, travel down Bruce Street and then hook a right on this trail, or a left rather. I apologize from their perspective. And they drive down the trail a ways, and then just short of this intersection, they park and pull off to the right of the road.
Okay. Start orienting the dismounts as if you know, a platoon or less was going to come down through that area. Let's see, maybe they hop over a little bit on the other side of the concrete barrier if they're a little further along north on I-35, and just use that for cover. I mean, the concrete barrier, essentially, and just, again, yeah, kind of set up security. Well, I don't know. Do we want to get in the woods? Because we have the trucks with the up guns.
If anything, we might be able to spare one gun truck to go off the highway into like interstate right there, interstate motors, just to kind of get on the other side of the fucking highway. Try and get just a different angle
Sure.
of fire,
Yeah.
depending on where if we get attacked, then I don't know, maybe they can act as a maneuver element, but realistically I'd like to keep the gun trucks close to the thing that, you know, people want to rob.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. we'll have the dismounts in the. Can you move your cursor a little bit to the right? That, yeah, like that area right there. We'll start using that as basically setting a mobile defense in preparation for them coming down south and just basically give up ground. Maybe we go a little bit further. We'll have. We can maybe
I
split our
say the
forces or set up.
dismounts, dude. The dismounts fucking utilize their mobility as much as possible because the convoy is stationary now. You know, like we're not moving anywhere quick or anything like that. So, fucking take the vans, fucking wherever you want to put them, and fucking put them there. You know, the gun trucks are fucking loaded down with 5 dudes each. Like we're good. You know what I'm saying? So, you having the actual manpower and the mobility is gonna fucking shape the rest of this since while we're stationary. You know what I'm saying? So there needs to be a maneuver element. We have the fucking base of fire, which is me. You need to be the maneuver. So I would say take your guys and fucking start mounting them in an area that allows you to be mobile.
I think you were good
Okay.
to push him into this tree line. I think that's a good call.
Yeah. The other thing I was thinking is there's that trail that shoots off from the road. We could just kind of push in there and just stretch across that. I don't know how. Let's see. It's less than. What's that? About 250 feet, something like that.
Sure.
Just hold across there, assuming again they're going to come from north to south, and we'll have like an LPOP on the end of that trail to spot anything kind of cutting across that open field, and then anybody else will just. We'll just, if they're enemies, you know, we'll just shoot them and then give up ground, slowly fall back, just make them bleed, and then don't get decisively engaged.
So you want to push guys all the way up to where my mouse is right now, my cursor is?
No. So you see that little trail? Yeah, right there. So just
Got you.
going west from that trail, just like a horizontal line. Yeah. And then an LPOP
Set up
at
a
the
screen.
kind of tip of that trail. Yeah, essentially a screen.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
Again, they just take one shot at these people and then one good accurate shot and then fall back. And we'll see if they want to continue to fuck with us after that.
Okay, you've been there about 15 minutes. They say they are making progress, getting it wrapped up, but still got a bit of work to do. Another truck comes up the same way. It's a wrecker truck, right? So like a roadside assistance wrecker vehicle. It pulls up basically same spot. It pulls up here, parks. Guy gets out and he says, "Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all need some help? Y'all need to get help getting going?"
I mean, if we got it, we got it. So I'm gonna ask the truck driver, be like, "Y'all good? Yeah? No, we don't need it, bro. Like we're good."
Okay, cool. So he packs up and goes away. Shortly after that, the truck gets their tires swapped. We're all good, and we are ready to Oscar Mike.
Okay, dismounts, fall back, get back in the vans, and
Resume standard order.
All right, so you guys come back down through here, and we're traveling. All is well. Long story short, we make that first trip all the way down with no issues other than that flat tire. Pass through Troy. Everybody waves at us. Hi, how's it going? Get inside Temple. Yeah, get inside Temple. Conduct our drop. Everybody goes and gets some chow. Vehicles get fixed up whenever they need to get fixed up. The tires double checked. Anything you guys want to change before we return back the way we came?
Trying to think of it if there's anything that could have been contentious. I think it's okay. I think we could try our luck again. What do you guys think?
I think so. If those, let's say, just hypothetically, that those guys that were offering help, let's say those were, not in fact helpful and they had malintent, malicious intent, excuse me. I'd want to try to capture them and grab them, like if shit popped off in the woods. Also, let me ask you this. What was the circumstance of the tire going flat? Was it just a blowout? Was there anything that looks like it made it go flat or anything like that?
Seemed to just be a blowout. No evidence of malintent.
Let me run this by you. Okay. I had a weird feeling. I had a weird gut feeling of leaving fucking 9 fully operational semis stationary that long, basically halting the convoy, the entire convoy, for one fucking semi. Alright. Now, I understand that we don't really want to divvy up assets or fucking, you know, that we have a big security presence when we have 8 gun trucks and 4 vans full of dudes, you know, ready to fuck big butts. But like, there was something weird sitting in my stomach about, like, okay, so they saw what happens when we get one fucking flat tire. Everything stops. Fuck that, dude. You know, it's 25 miles. Like, push through, okay? And worst case Ontario, fucking the other gun trucks can be back in like 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. That's like my 2 cents. I don't really think it's a great idea to leave everything, just have our ass out in the wind, fucking for a single flat tire. If anything, if that happens again, I'd say leave fucking, you know, 2 gun trucks in a van and fucking keep going. Keep everybody else moving. Get the fuck off the X, because they saw what we do now. You got to change the plan now. You can, like, they want to fucking take advantage of these guys are just sitting there with their thumbs in their asses, like trying to fucking change a tire. No, you know, I understand that. Yeah, we could probably win that fight, but why take that fight anyway?
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially, I think if we were, because we were pretty close to what was it, Temple at this point too. We could have pushed the other 9 trucks.
Yeah, you're halfway through. You're only going another 12 miles. Just go. It's fucking 15 minutes of driving, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, fucking get the shit there, drop off, turn around, fucking come back if they need help. That's standard fucking QRF anyway. It's fucking like, yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'll be there in 15 minutes. Like, you can hold out.
Any chance we could make a detour around like an 8-mile section of road where we had those encounters of concern earlier and just, you know, cut that whole leg out of it?
I'm sure there is a way, yeah, that you could go around there. I don't know how long of an out of the way you would have to go. It's over here.
Keep in mind, we got to make this trip 4 times every week, so it's like, eventually, like, we are going to fall into like a patterns of life kind of thing.
It doesn't appear to be any short, immediate, obvious, just little jot
without
around.
adding a bunch of time and distance.
Yep.
I'd say stick to the main route. Just, I mean, it's a 3-lane highway.
It is a 3-lane highway.
You got some good mobility, regardless.
Definitely.
And for the most part, everybody is on board with what we're doing. So I think the risk of being overwhelmed is pretty minimal, but how we react is what's important.
All right, boys.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you've said. Let's say we have the convoy split again. Would we then use? I guess there'd be. What is it? How many gun trucks total do we have? We have 8. Okay, so let's say we had one section of the convoy stay behind for a truck. So we got 2 gun trucks and a van, and then the 1 semi with, you know, same situation. Yeah. I guess we could use the next 2 gun trucks and van also as a QRF if they start calling for backup or whatever, if it's needed.
Like an immediate sort of.
Yeah, like if they run into.
overran.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine. Fucking, I think 4 gun trucks can probably still handle. What would that be? If one semi goes down, 9 other semis, 4 gun trucks and 2 vans. Yeah, I think that would probably be fine. Yeah. Worst case scenario, yeah, I'd send the guys back and be like, yeah, go ahead. I mean, if shit is literally going sideways that bad, then fuck yeah. I mean, don't wait until we get to our destination. Flip a bitch and fucking drive down the shoulder if you have to. Fucking it's life or limb at that point.
OG, on the next stoppage, try to utilize the Jersey wall, because you pull to the right shoulder, which exposes you on both sides, and you don't have any cover of the Jersey wall. But if you stacked on the left shoulder, closest to the Jersey wall,
was pull off to the right, but it's all right. I just went with it. Like
I see
pull
what
off
you
to the
mean,
right
though.
to the exterior shoulder, away from oncoming traffic. That's what I meant to say. But it's all cool. Made it work.
I like
Alrighty,
the
boys.
idea of using the wall, though. That's smart.
Ready for our return trip, friends? All right. As we begin to return, things are going well. Everybody seems friendly. Traffic seems to be staying out of our way as we're traveling. We do start to notice that there's this one vehicle, a red truck, who is kind of traveling parallel to us. He's not perfectly matching our speed, but we keep seeing him off to our side in the lane that we're allowing people to travel through. As we pass Eddie, a black truck we see speed up and come onto the on-ramp, and very erratically and seemingly intentionally rams into the side of that red truck, causing an accident right about here, right where my cursor's at on this 35 spot right here. Big pile up, smashes into that truck, they smash into the sidewall. It's right in the middle of our convoy. So our convoy is split like this. These guys are up ahead. These guys are back here, and this is where the accident has happened. Okay. Make sense? Obviously, it doesn't completely occupy. It doesn't form a hard physical roadblock across the entire road. It's just 2 vehicles that got an accident in a 3-lane with 2 shoulders highway. But there is, the vehicles are spalled out. There is debris, etc., etc. And our trucks initially slow down, right? So these trucks in the back slow down to a crawl to avoid, let the accident play out so they don't run into the middle of it and become in the accident themselves. So they're almost stopped, and as a result of that, the front of the convoy greatly reduces their speed to try and figure out what's going on. As all this is unfolding, right here, as all this is unfolding, that trucker, that same wrecker truck that we saw earlier today, pulls up, driving the wrong way down the highway, and parks to get out and start talking to these drivers. Both the drivers of the trucks have exited the vehicle. They seem to be okay. And they're, we're not in their conversation, but they're all talking to each other, assumed to try and figure out how to deconflict these vehicles out of the road. What actions do we take?
Is there an opening to drive past them?
Yeah, right. You risk possibly
Drive
running over debris or something like that. Okay. Drive past them.
Fucking keep moving.
Keep moving.
Try and keep it cohesive.
Awesome. You drive past them. You're going. Wonderful.
Like even if the front half of the convoy needs to pull over to the shoulder and fucking wait, I mean, if it's just 2 vehicles, just drive around them. Take the extra 5-10 minutes to fucking reconvene everybody. You know what I mean? No need to make a mountain out of an anthill. It's a fucking accident.
Sure. All right, we drive around them. Blah 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 blah. Trying to think of how the bad guys would respond. You've foiled their plan, OG.
Sorry.
No, that's exactly what you
playing
should do.
their game. All right.
You shouldn't. Yeah. I think they just wouldn't. You drive on, and it's no big deal. As you drive through this wooded section, you catch some pop shots, but you don't even fully realize that it happened until you drive all the way through it, and you're on the radio like, did they shoot us? What's going on? Are we good? Are we good? Everyone's like, I'm not hit. I'm not hit. And then one of the truckers like, I can see they hit semi truck number 6. It's got a big gouge down the side of it. But everyone's good. Everyone's good, and you drive the rest of the way home, and you drop off your supplies, all right? And you have a couple days till you do your next run.
Holy moly. They're getting brave. They're crashing into each other. Just for the fucking hell of it.
Just for the taste, baby.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Okay, so a couple of ideas. One, if it's possible at all to mount some kind of a, and this is some crazy like Mad Max shit, but to mount some kind of a ram to the front of like one of the vehicles, whether it's a freaking truck or whatever we have, to specifically to push wrecks out of the way, you know?
Sure.
When you hit a car, you hit it from the rear, you avoid so that, you know, you don't run into the engine compartment, which is typically the heaviest. That way you can go ahead and move it out of the way. The other thing is I want to go ahead and shit list these guys with their wrecker truck, and they're obviously wrecked, red and black truck, but we should have gotten a pretty good look at them. High probability that those are bad actors.
Okay, yep, so we're marking that wrecker, and
Wrecker truck is a fucking bad omen. See that motherfucker pull out.
Bruce,
It's like, oh my god, what's gonna happen?
Bruceville,
like,
which is
it's
just north
the
of
Haji
Eddie.
on a cell phone. It's like, great, what's about to fucking happen, dude?
The soccer game stopped and they pulled the cell phone out. It's a wrap, boys. Brace for impact.
Yeah, this is fucked.
I wonder if it'd be worth running the feeler van further out now that we know Bruceville's the problem, and giving them a little bit of time and space to actually like get out there with recon drones and kind of, you know, survey for trucks waiting on the on ramp, etc., to have a little bit more intel before we get there.
Yeah, the fucking feeler van needs to keep an eye out for that asshole in the wrecker truck, specifically.
Can the feeler van just shoot on sight next time you see him?
I don't know.
Understood.
Yet, but
Heard.
the other thing I kind of want to think about, and of course this is your call, Uncle OG, but that area that we took pot shots from, since we have a few days, I'd kind of like to get some of our infantry in there and just kind of sniff the place out, and maybe just sit in there,
brother,
as kind of like
you
a
are speaking my language now.
Yeah.
Now we are talking. Yes, let's do a fucking a route reconnaissance mission, fucking, if we can.
Yeah, of course.
That would be beneficial to the cause, no doubt.
That was.
I was gonna throw out counter ambush as well. Like if we have two, you know, maybe one squad sitting on wherever they took fire from. If it was very obviously on the right side where we were, you know, yeah, maybe we set them on the left side, because they know that when we travel from freaking Waco down to Temple, they know we're going to be traveling down that side of the road, and that seems to be the side that they were wanting to set up on our very first trip. And then when we come back, maybe they just switch or whatever, or we could use 2 squads and basically just set them up there, and they can also kind of help each other if one of them takes contact or whatever.
So you want to fucking take one of the dismount vans and pre-station them at this point in the route before setting out the convoy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. I mean, obviously we got limited manpower, but it would be really nice to just catch them with their pants down, like before they even set up ambush. You could take 2 vans from the middle of the convoy. I think honestly, like, we still got 4 fucking gun trucks in the middle. 4 fucking gun trucks. We got 4 gun trucks in the middle of the fucking convoy still. The presence of 2 of the vans, you know what I'm saying, there, while you're traveling, they're not really doing much while traveling. So, I mean, pre-staging them over there at motherfucking South Cal Bayou, you hear me? Fucking, I think it's a good idea.
because can we zoom out? How far in the route is that between Waco and Shipping Bong City?
Here's Waco. Here's,
right about middle.
Here's Temple. It's pretty much right smack in the middle, yeah.
Perfect. Hey, go for it. That's a good idea.
Okay, so we'll say we insert them at night, and you know, maybe they just sniff the place out and then start to set up like you know, whatever counter ambush.
LPOP. Something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, LPOPs to just, you know, hit unfriendly assholes that wander into the area.
So you're setting up all right in here? Am I understanding correctly?
The area. Okay, so my understanding is that when we took pot shots, it was coming from the right side of the road only. Is that
Correct.
Or
Correct.
we don't really know.
As far as
But
best
that
we
was
can
also
tell,
the route
yes.
we were traveling on.
Correct.
I'd say we reinforce the side that we're going to be traveling on.
I agree. Yeah, so we'll take one squad. At least, well,
They're big squads.
Yeah.
These are
Okay, okay.
Marine Corps modeled squads, or I think the Airborne operates very similarly. So it's 3 dedicated fire teams with 4 men in each fire team, and then additionally you have like a leadership team with your squad leader, your RO, and your doc, who aren't assigned to any specific team and can float wherever they want. So it's almost
Okay,
like you have 4
so-
teams.
okay, so here's my plan, because I think it's coming together now. Initially for our recon, we'll send 1 squad on each side, and then once the convoy gets ready to leave, we'll pull the squad that's on the right side of the road, and they'll join up with the one on the left to just kind of hold that area. And then after the convoy passes, they'll get back in their vans and they'll move back over to the right. And we'll stage like 2 guys from the squad on the right to just kind of hold position and stay there, just so we don't abandon the position entirely.
Yeah, so just so you know, 2 squads is all of your light infantry, all of your foot mobile people, right? So it's two squads of each squad is 15 people. That's 30 people, and they're transported amongst 4 vans.
2 teams. I think he meant to say 2 teams.
Sorry, yeah, I meant the 2 vans worth. I think is
Yes, that's
what I
one.
meant.
So that's 1 squad. It's 15 people.
Yeah, excuse me. Yes,
No,
you are right.
No worries. Cool. So they're coming down, setting up on both sides, and then before the convoy comes, they're going to set up all on this side, and then when the convoy comes back, they're all going to set up on the right side. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes, except for the 2 that are going to stay on the right, just so that we don't abandon that position completely.
Got it.
While everybody else is on the left, and then once we're done on the left, I guess everybody will come over to the right side.
Okay. So you guys, you ready to do this insert?
Yes.
All right. So pretty much right away, you get back, you rest, you refit, and then Tuesday evening, Tuesday night under nightfall, we send that van down, and it pulls off the side of the road. They dismount, they insert. And as they start to patrol this area, they notice lots of, especially on the edge of the veg line, like pre-set up and pre-established observation or firing positions, as well as just about every little trail that they can find within this wood line. They're finding like trail cams and stuff like that hooked up on them.
Interesting.
I take it these trail cameras, they have antennas.
Sure.
They're not like trail cameras that you have to, you know, recover to use.
I'd say for a civ pop, they probably are.
Well, I have no idea. So whatever is popular and likely to be readily available and used.
Okay.
Regular-
It could be a mix.
Regular trail cams often operate over cell phone networks.
Okay.
FYI.
There you go.
Well, then that sounds like probably what they got.
Well, this complicates things, doesn't it?
Well, at that point, yeah, I would blind them at least. Start taking the cameras down. They should, especially because it's nighttime, these things take photos. and they have an IR flash, so it should be pretty easy to locate them if we have nods. As long as, again, priority is to, because this is technically a recon patrol, I don't want them attacking us, essentially, right? I'd rather us fall back. But, yeah, I mean, if they can just remove the trail cams, that would be, destroy them, whatever, that'd be good too. Take their eyes away.
Yeah, awesome. So you take all the trail cams down that you come across. You know, after 12 hours of patrolling through the area and whatnot, it seems you've likely gotten the majority, if not all, of the trail cams. And this was the case on both sides of the road, right? Because we had individuals on both sides. All right. So
yep.
now
Yes, we did have people.
Got it. Now it is Thursday, so it is one day before our next transport. Anything we'd like to do? Any adjustments we'd like to make?
Can you booby
So you
trap
said there
their
was, like,
pre-made fire position?
Actually emplaced fighting positions or something on the edge of the vegetation?
Yeah, not like super serious, not like by the doctrine, fighting holes with sandbags and all that, but like you could tell people have been there. The vegetation's dumbed down. There is been some like ranger grave type stuff that's been dug. You can see like candy wrappers are left behind in some places. Amateur style. People been here. They found the spots they liked. They've kind of made them their own little spots. There's plenty of trails you see of where people walk in and out of stuff, and then all of these trails, of course, as stated, had trail cams on them.
High traffic. Okay. Yeah, I think as long as we got our dismounted teams there, then we don't really have much to worry about. We did everything we could in terms of, trying to take away some of their assets, as it were. Now, all that's left to do is make sure that assholes don't show up and start causing problems. So, and then there's just the right amount of people there, I think, to make sure that doesn't happen. Foil their plans, as it were. So I think we're ready.
Alrighty.
We'll see, we blinded them at least.
Mm-hmm.
You've also occupied that position, right? So if they come to occupy that position, you're going to be there.
You're going to run in to be like, oh, you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Claimed.
Yeah, but presumably, I mean, they know, right? Because
yes, you would imagine.
Seen us wire,
if you're staying there in an LPOP and you see fucking armed cocksuckers coming up into your area after taking fucking fire in that area, then it's like, okay, we can justifiably assume these guys are probably, related to, if not responsible for, the issues in that particular area, and you can act accordingly.
What if they start using kids for recon?
Kids with cell phones? I mean, dude, it's a tale as old as time. I mean, but until the fucking cell phones start shooting bullets, then, I mean, hopefully your reconnaissance guys just know, hopefully they knew how to make a decent hide site, and they're not easily found. They can just report while whatever is happening is happening.
Yeah. If the kids get too close, grab them. Personally, I don't care if they shoot them, but
In Minecraft.
Of course. Just video games.
GWOT, has this convoy been running at the same time schedule?
Yes. Yes, it's unfortunately we are at the whim of business. We can't be super tactical and change like our route and our times.
Okay,
right.
So
This
you
is
can't
like
offset by
people
plus
are.
minus an hour.
I mean, an hour probably, yeah.
Would that behoove them to offset if they're expecting to strike at a specific time?
Yeah, I mean, I would suppose as much change-up as you can have would be better than no change-up, sure. But it's a pretty good window, right? You know trucks are coming down Tuesday and Friday afternoon. It doesn't really matter whether it's noon or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, right? You know the time and the place. That's a close enough window that the bad guys are going to be ready for it.
These convoys have been happening already for fucking some time.
Yeah,
like,
close to 2 years now, yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
It's going to happen eventually. Like, if they're local, then it's like, whatever, I can wait another day. I can wait an hour or whatever. they're investing in the infrastructure to put in fucking trail cams to kind of see like when likely times are happening, and investing in building fucking fighting positions or observation positions. You know what I'm saying? Like they're in it for the long haul. So just I trying to avoid it entirely might be a little bit difficult or even impossible, some might say. But I think we have, with our recon team there, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay with that.
We shall see. Maybe you guys can grab the guy on the wrecker truck if something happens. But anyway, my kind of thoughts is that that's maybe their leader, but we don't know.
If I had to guess, since their MO seems to be ambush from wooded tree lines, and we took their wooded tree line, if I had to guess, they're gonna set up in another wooded tree line near Bruceville. So I think that'd be another good opportunity for the drones, if we know of any other wooded areas that are close to the road, to drone scout those other wooded areas, in case they basically just do the same shit in a different location.
Sorry for interrupting you a moment ago, but I was going to say, if we take that guy prisoner, you're just going to waste resources on him. It would be better to just drop him like a wet bag of shit and be done with it.
If he's an issue. If he's an issue, I wouldn't go
Shoot on sight.
Just fucking, yeah, SOS.
Fuck you, record truck man.
A random fucking tow truck driver. Like,
you tried to help me change my flat tire.
yeah, literally. Like he's just doing his job while there's also assholes in the area. You know what I mean? You gotta the burden of evidence is on us. So
it is unfortunately true.
Take responsibility. If we take responsibility for that, you better take full responsibility.
There's a large gap between likely and proven.
Because doing shit like that is how you spawn terrorists. You know what I'm saying? Is shooting an innocent tow truck driver because he was at the wrong place at the wrong time, trying to do the right thing. You know what I mean? So that's
very true. Wise words. Alrighty, boys, we ready to do this convoy?
Let's fuck this chicken.
All right, love it. All right, so same thing. Everybody shows up. Trucks are loaded up. It's good to go. We depart. We have our squad that is still out there, out in the wood line of Bruceville. They are occupying those positions. They have nothing to report, right, other than the initial reports we've already received and talked about. We travel, no issues. Lorena, very friendly. They all like us. When we get right about this stretch of road, we see what looks like that same wrecker truck is pulled off on the shoulder with a wrecked vehicle in tow, right? So it's got a wrecked vehicle rigged up that it's towing, but he is pulled over, not moving, on the shoulder, and no incident. We just pass him, and you notice it.
Sure.
All right. We're driving, and just before we get through this wooded area, where's the on-ramp? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah,
the
right.
woods, man, they strike again.
The woods. Right, so at this on-ramp, right, so we pass that wrecker right around here, and then at this on-ramp, 4 trucks enter the on-ramp, and they speed up, and they pass the convoy on the lane that we're allowing them to pass on, and they get in front of us, and they drive off into the distance. We don't think much of it. Then, as we pass by Bruceville, we pass the woods, no incident. That's when those trucks pass us. It's all good. And then as we just get in between Bruceville and Eddy, 4 more trucks enter on this on-ramp, and they lag behind the convoy.
This sounds like an ambush.
We're getting boxed in, boys.
Yes, called it. Right as you start to pass through the city of Eddy, you see the taillights of those 4 trucks that had originally passed you are now just traveling at a crawl in front of you. They are trying to box you in, right? So they're at a crawl, and they're trying to decelerate and get you to decelerate down with them, as well as you.
Yeah,
warning
100%.
shots.
Okay.
Shots.
Shoot. Yeah, potentially pop the tires on the rear vehicles as well, but yeah, warning shots for sure.
Warning shots if they don't move fucking hit them.
All right.
Fucking Humvee, legitimately, like
Yeah,
fucking
so-
get them out of the way.
Warning shots go out as soon as the cracks. One truck immediately pulls off the side of the road, and he like hops the curb status, no off ramp, but he decides to make his own. He's fucking out of there. No, thank you, not for me, sir. 3 trucks still in the lead. You go to ram them. You ram one. He hard slams on his brakes and causes some damage to both vehicles. Both vehicles are still operable.
Okay, so the two Humvees up front, what's their disposition right now?
Yeah, they're good. So they rammed. Mostly it was just cosmetic damage to the Humvee. The bed of one of the trucks that it rammed was all kinds of sort of fucked up. But we're still traveling. We're still decelerating. We're going about 30 miles an hour now.
Okay, so we're still moving though.
We
What's
are
in
still
front of
moving.
us?
Trucks. Trucks that are trying to get you to stop.
Trucks.
Right. So there's the roads seem relatively clear, arguably
Okay.
even hauntingly so. And then
More,
you have
more warning shots.
yeah, they're
Like,
dedicated.
Get the fuck out of the way. If they're not gonna move, then I mean, the warning shots. Like, look, if we're moving, we're moving, but we ain't stopping. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Okay. So you do more warning shots. They kind of swerve and act a little erratically, but then they kind of rejoin formation, and you're going at a crawl. You're going about 15 miles an hour now. We are just south of Eddy.
15 miles an hour now. What's going on in the back of the convoy?
Those 4 trucks are shoulder to shoulder, blocking like the rear exit, if you will, and they are just like at a crawl, matching the convoy. You shot some warning shots over the hood, over the top of them, but it did not spook them at all, seemingly.
Okay. Middle gun trucks are going to split. Rear one's going towards the rear. The front one's going towards the front.
Cool. So they're gonna do like this.
Yep.
Okay. And what's going on when they get there?
They're gonna fucking hold position and continue to drive. If we're going 15 fucking miles an hour, I mean,
Can I make a suggestion?
what's that?
These guys are organized. I mean, they know what they're doing. I mean,
Yeah.
why not just fuck them up? Like, I know it's a little bit ahead of the, but if they're not engaging, it's because they think that it's to their advantage, and they're moving us into an ambush, and then they're gonna do their thing.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's the aggressive move, right?
Yeah. Here's the thing: is you take that shot, and they're unarmed, and they're fucking dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bad for business. That's bad for business.
Let's
I
let's
understand
run
that
a
it's fucking
drone
scary.
way out front and see where the ambush is.
Good idea. Drone up.
Yeah, because if they wanted to block you and they would have pumped the brakes and locked you guys there, they're dragging you along to some certain point.
All right. So you get a drone in the air, and you see here that is just south of Eddy, which we are rapidly approaching now. There is what appears to be 10 trucks staged here in this parking lot, and they're all staged, and it looks like they're idling, and they're like standing by, and there seems to be like no civilian traffic anywhere around here, which is a little bit odd.
You don't see anybody armed or anything like that.
You see 10 trucks on and idling in this parking lot with like their running lights on, and you can see that there's people inside of them.
But no visible weapons.
No visible weapons, no visible dismounts.
Okay.
And we are about to pretty soon pull up to the side of that, right? We're like right about here. It's just south of Eddy, crawling 10 miles an hour now.
Don't do
My
it.
call. It's not my call, but I want to fuck them up so bad.
I say light up the fucking rear ends of the vehicles and push them out of the way and fucking full steam ahead. Don't stop. Get
Okay.
off the X.
Yep, you do that.
They're going to disable the vehicles, basically. Disable the front vehicles. You're not killing them if they're unarmed. You know what I'm saying? Then no
Yep.
harm, no foul. But they're clearly purposely impeding the fucking armed convoy, which is, a problem.
Okay,
So I
you
would disable the rear end of the vehicles and push past them.
That's an overpass. I didn't realize that, but that's fine. Yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
You do that. You disable them. You push them out of the way and start to accelerate. You immediately pick up, 30, 40, 50, 60 miles per hour. Your drone sees that these vehicles, all 10 of them, depart, and they're booking it, and they're trying to keep up and match you to make entrance on this on-ramp here. But you're also chugging along.
Front gun truck, fucking, you're gonna strafe that on ramp in front of them, like
Okay.
suppressing the on ramp, so they're gonna drive into a stream of fucking 240 if they keep going.
Okay, you do that, and as they pull up, the first vehicle drives into your fire and gets completely chewed up, just gets hamburger meated.
They did it to themselves. They did it to themselves.
The other 9 trucks, seeing this, decide not to do that, and they miss their on-ramp and travel at a rapid pace down, and then hook this right and travel out of sight. And the convoy carries on unimpeded the rest of the trip and makes it all the way to Temple with no issues.
What a shit show. Oh my god.
I mean,
What became of the 4 that were trailing?
they peeled off. When the convoy picked up at a rapid rate, they just stayed at that crawl speed and let the convoy drive off away from them.
I mean, theoretically, the rear trucks would have been like, guns trained side by side. Maybe not taking up the whole highway, but I mean, clearly, like, yes, 4 trucks traveling together. Like, go ahead and try and pass me. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that shit.
So at this point, well, not right now, but like before our next convoy from Waco, from where we just came from in a few days, we need to start marking these vehicles as far as, if they have license plates or whatever. If there is still a little bit of like law enforcement infrastructure, if they can look these people up, see where they live, and start sniffing them out.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, fucking law enforcement needs to start investigating that absolutely fucking dog shit smoked vehicle that decided it would be a good idea to drive into a fucking 240 burst. I guess that would be priority number 1. And once you get into Temple, it's just like, yeah, no, that literally happened. Like, we got boxed in, and like purposely, they fucking were trying to stop us, and they ignored fucking warning shots and shit, so we had to fucking disable one of them, or 2 of them, and fucking push past them. And then 10 goddamn trucks tried to get on the highway, and we disabled one of them and possibly fucking killed somebody. Like, clearly there's some fucking foul play here. Like, I mean, we can only do so much in the moment, but like the investigative part needs to take place now, if anything.
Alright, while you guys are here in Temple, grabbing lunch, getting everything dropped off, reloaded, rest, and refit, you pick up a distress call over the radio signals from this little town that doesn't even seem to have a name. Out here by Safeguard Metal Buildings. You hear a couple transmissions come out from different people saying that they are being overtaken, they're being strong-armed right now, and they're requesting help, that they don't have any security forces or law enforcement, and that people are coming in with rifles and seizing control of their small town.
It's a trap.
And then you hear a couple scrambled, rushed radio signals that come out that way, and then that's it.
Sure, it's a trap, but it's also like, these guys are trying to just dominate an area to try and gain a fucking foothold. So,
A couple of ideas.
Address the issue, perhaps, in a more free and direct way, because now they're stationary. So, I mean, if we have the fucking ROE for it, and if we can answer the call, then that could really free up possible future risks on this MSR. You know what I mean? If these guys are the same guys and they're being a problem and they're trying to fucking go nuts to butts on this town, on the and the highway, you know what I'm saying? That's just going to be a fucking safe one. They're basically going to set up their own fucking little checkpoint there that we got to pass through and get our butts fucked every time we walk or drive past it. So, I mean, do you want to
so
handle
a
it
couple
now
of
or
ideas
later?
here.
Is basically my question.
I'd rather get ahead of it and handle it now.
Exactly.
So we still have the 2 vans. We can kind of pull them if they've been quiet, if nothing has been happening in that area since the convoy originally passed through and then made it to Temple. You know, we can pull them and move them down.
Another recon mission.
So, well, yeah, while the guys are getting lunch, basically pull them down and move them actually on the kind of the right side of the road. If you look on the yeah, like right where the cursor is, like there's a road right there, and they can move down the tree line, like in those vans or whatever, and start getting eyes on that section. And we'll be passing, or the convoy will be passing that town on the other side of the road now. So we'll have the kind of the wall as cover, unless we just want to get on the I-35 north, because we could. I mean, does that run all the way to Waco as well?
Yeah,
Just
the
on
on
the far
ramps.
side of the road.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, it's not my call, but I think the pulling the 2 recon teams is a good idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't send a single gun truck in there until we have had at least some soft fucking reconnaissance, you know, and eyes-on sort of picture painting before sending in any sort of hard assets or anything like that. I mean, it's. I mean, look at it. It's a fucking few dozen houses. Like, it's not like a massive area or anything like that. Like, the 2 teams could fucking easily reconnoiter that shit if they have any sort of observation tools or anything like that, even if it's a fucking scope.
Look at this guy here, huh?
Yeah, that guy's a fucking hoarder. Oh my god, what a shithole. But yeah, so I think the 2 teams definitely need to at least get 2 angles of observation on it. One from that side of the road, and then maybe one from the north there or something like that. Because, I mean, that field right there is, what, 200 yards, 250 yards, something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, I could see that. They could come down from like Sun Hill Drive
It's
or
just
something.
pure flatland, like
Holy
you're just
shit.
looking into the area. So, what
That
do they
dude's
see?
like a trash dump.
If
Yeah,
if we
It's the
have
rector's house.
if we have friends in Temple, would there be any value in taking the feeler vans worth of people and putting them in just regular ass cars to drive by and basically do like plainclothes scout instead of being in our easily recognizable now vehicles?
Anything, yeah. Ask around in Temple, be like, hey, like, does anybody know anyone that lives by fucking Hillside Drive? Or fucking, you know, over there by that fucking, that little Poop Dick neighborhood over there? Like, does anybody know anybody over there? Fucking, yes, no. Any issues? Just trying to get some intelligence going here while also doing active reconnaissance.
I got a question for after the recon. Would it be advantageous to use the up guns from a distance to lay heavy suppressive while you have your flanking element, and then lift and shift fires whenever you go to engage that checkpoint?
That's a residential area. I would be very, 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 very fucking careful doing that.
But tactically wise, yes, that would work. Those 308 rounds are going to be ripping through a couple houses before they come to a stop.
I didn't really think about the civilian side of it from MedTC.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's kind of what I was saying. I'm like, shooting into that on-ramp while those trucks were coming on, there was just woods behind. You know what I'm saying? Like,
For sure.
if anything, you're just bouncing them off the fucking road, and they're losing half their velocity right away. But, like, I mean, if I wouldn't want to squirt into a fucking neighborhood with a 240
Just
while
a
I'm
full
passing it.
a full 8-240 gun line, just fucking.
Ah, yeah, just literally flattening a fucking neighborhood, dude. I'd be like, oh
What a
my
mess.
god, you know.
That would
It's
create some resentment for sure.
that's very fucking triple canopy.
Who else wants to stop my convoy?
Yeah, literally. Amazon needs these fucking packages, bro. Oh my god. So yeah, what do we see from the fucking recon? Like, do we see anything going on?
Cool. Yeah. So we
while
push
we're
this
getting ready to
recon.
Push out?
Yeah, we push this recon up, and it appears there's definitely some distress going on. There's some trucks parked along the side of the road. There are some guys walking around with weapons. There's some tractors. They've driven tractors from this neighborhood and parked them on the highway and hung signs that said need help, come help, with arrows pointing to this town.
How cute.
How
That
cute.
sounds like a trap, man.
Probably because it is, yeah.
That's what they observe.
Right on. Good. I'd say keep the recon team there in place. Zoom out. Let's have a look at some avenues of approach here. Let's see. Okay. So
There's a side road here.
basically two. Yeah, there's two main roads in from the south. Okay. Is there any chance that the recon team could see anything over there on fucking Old Troy Road? On the west side of that little village? Yeah, over there by Dog's Dicks or whatever the fuck that's called.
Yeah, I would say that their vision of this road is pretty obscured, but doesn't seem to be anything crazy. There's no smoke coming from there. They don't see like a bunch of big vehicles parked that they can see some of or anything like that. Seems nothing abnormal to report.
Okay, very good. Very good. Alrighty then. Beautiful. I think we're in agreement that we need to tackle this issue and kind of squash this bug before it gets any bigger.
Yeah.
It's clearly. I mean, obviously the fucking MSR is blocked. You know what I mean? Like there's an overt, active attempt to try and stall these shipments and shit. So we gotta go over there and fucking smack their peepees around a little bit. So whatever. Business as usual.
I was gonna ask, could we use the recon team to kick those tractors into neutral and move those off the road bed?
They could certainly go try.
I would wait.
I don't think they're gonna let us.
No, just wait.
You know.
Listen, because think about it. They put those there for a fucking reason, right? They're trying to block traffic. They're trying to, they want us to run into it.
They clearly want these semis to pull off into this neighborhood.
Yes. So going out there and tampering with the shit while the recon team is separated from the main body, the main security force, it's unnecessary. They have the element of surprise right now. They need to maintain that. So they're constantly feeding live information from their position, and they're in a position that they can easily mobilize from, right? So just they're an asset right now. They need to stay put. They don't need to touch anything. Continue to monitor the situation, and by the sounds of it, it seems like fuck is it? Old Shaboing Boing Road over there on the left. Yeah.
Old 81.
Yep. Old 81 fucking doesn't seem like they have that blocked off yet. So I say we got, we're down 2 vans, right? Or is it 1 van? Is it 1 van or 2 vans that we're down for the recon team?
It's two vans, which is 1 rifle squad,
Okay.
15 people.
Got it. Okay, so we're down 2 vans and a squad. We still have all fucking 8 of our gun trucks and 2 extra vans of dismounts ready to suck and fuck in that order, right? So I say, man, shitty is that. This is there's only two roads basically to approach from.
Yep, Old 81 comes out of Troy, I just followed it back.
I mean, you got that little side access road, I think, or was that a driveway up there? That looks like a driveway, actually. Go to the left. Left. That's a driveway. Never mind. Okay. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, it literally is old 81 and I-35.
That's about it. Yeah.
That's how you get in here, or
Fucking-
walk.
Yeah. Fucking, which, honestly, I mean, look at that driveway right there. You see that shit? Fucking, that looks like a dismount from old 81. Walk that tree line, and then you got a big old fucking way in to Troyview Court and Troyview Drive from that tree line. In my opinion, you set up a screen, you just comb over the shit and mop up whatever fucking crackheads are in there. But yeah, I say we can set up a base of fire on or near the highway on that 135 frontage road. That can house. Do we want to split it, or do we want to do 5 and 3? I mean, the gun trucks. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna split it. We're gonna do 4 and 4 because the gun trucks can be their own fucking mobile cover, basically, even if they're unarmored. Yeah, if we're gonna attack this, we're gonna smack their dicks. We're gonna fucking do 4 and 4. 4 gun trucks on the left, 4 gun trucks on the right. Fucking 1 van, or actually we'll do 2 vans on the left side on old 81. They'll dismount in that fucking roadway, or I'm sorry, on that little patch of woods where that house is on the outside of the neighborhood. Theoretically, if we get that close, I'm just saying this is kind of a tentative plan here. They could split off there, utilize what little fucking cover or concealment on that main farmer's field right there, and set up a screen across the road, and at least clear out that first chunk on the right side of the neighborhood, and then just kind of just bleed into the neighborhood, go fucking house to house. Any fucking dickheads in the streets, you know, they're gonna get it. Fucking and like I was saying before, if there's anybody in Temple that knows anybody here, they need to fucking get a hold of them and be like, hey, y'all got like 5 minutes because we're on our way. You know what I'm saying? Like, get away from the fucking windows and doors, because if there's anybody out there, like, they're going to be dealt with accordingly. And I think that's good enough of a window that if they are compromised, which I doubt, but if they're compromised, then it's just like, how fast can these fucking retards like actually react and mobilize? You know what I'm saying? So either way, they're gonna get fucking overwhelmed, in my opinion. It doesn't sound. I mean, 10 trucks worth of guys. It's fucking at best maybe 3 guys per truck. 30 dudes with small arms versus we got 30 infantry and 4 vans and fucking another 30 in gun trucks. So
Yeah,
those are good odds.
for sure. So we have like whatever, 6 dudes here, 7 dudes over here, or 7 and 8 rather, and then
Yep.
we're gonna do 4 gun trucks, and then another infantry squad coming up old 81. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
All right, we leave the convoy, the semi-trucks where they're at, tell them to go ahead and get an extended lunch. We come down Old Troy and down I-35, pretty unopposed, as we dismount here at this wooded area. And then what are we doing over here on 35? Where are we stopping?
I would say the right where your cursor's at, stop there. Use that fucking metal buildings compound as like a staging point. Let the dismounted infantry move into position on the left side. Not there isn't anybody over there. That right side there is basically a base of fire. Once the infantry and the gun trucks start moving into the neighborhood, these guys are going to screen out along fucking frontage road and control Troyview and Hillside Drive with the gun trucks. They're going to lock down that elbow and that intersection down there and basically fucking create like an L shape So if you go to the left, fucking we'll have on the bottom, yep, right there. That's where infantry will dismount, as long as, you know, theoretically, if they were unopposed getting up to that point. Infantry dismount there and start staging there and getting ready to push to the right and screening along that tree line to push into the road and clear that bottom right portion of the neighborhood while the gun trucks stay put on Old 81 to be able to push north.
Okie doke. All right, so we get here. As you're pulling in here to dismount, you can see the tractors that were reported. There's a couple tractors on either side of the road with signs on them, and you see one of the tractors has actually been set on fire. You dismount here. As soon as you dismount over here, you can hear some low-volume gunfire going on. As you patrol through this wood line, you notice that there's a gunfire coming from this house towards the direction of the main town, and then some gunfire coming from the main town back at this house. It's very low volume on both ends, but there is a low-intensity gunfight going on right there, as well as you see 3 dead bodies in this open field. It looks like they were moving from this side of the field towards this house, and Bubba, go ahead and he got them in his cornfield.
God bless.
God bless. Yeah. He said, "Not today, Snake."
Good job, Bubba.
Cool. So we're patrolling up.
I would not interact with the house in any way, shape, or form. I would continue to fucking push those infantry guys into the neighborhood there.
Wonderful.
Once they're set up on that screen just south of the neighborhood, that's when we push the gun trucks up and box in the neighborhood.
Okay, gun trucks push up. As the gun trucks are pushing up, you see one likely enemy vehicle pull out of Hillside Drive as you're pulling up to it at a high rate of speed. There's 2 individuals with rifles in the back, and they're trying to
kill them. Kill them.
All right, yeah. Right, 150 rounds rip out of the 240 in the lead Vic. Direct hit. The vehicle, the two guys in the back, hamburger meated. Vehicle bursts into flames and careens off the side of the road.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Hard.
It's so great.
Keep going.
Don't stop now.
Yeah.
Right. So
at this point, we're at scorched earth policy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing now. We know what we're here for.
Okay. So these vehicles take position. They see down the long axis of the road. There's one other friendly or expected enemy truck right here with a couple individuals next to it. They immediately go on the cover side of it and start to shoot at us, at which point I'm sure we return fire.
Behold the beauty that is the 240.
Yes, it makes light work of that not so great of cover. One individual goes down. One individual is able to run and seek shelter inside of a house that was closest to them. All right.
Okay.
So now we have your infantry lined up here at the bottom for the screen. Vehicles staged to control with fires these avenues of approach. What's the next play here, sir?
The next play, let's see here. Before the infantry moves in, left side gun trucks. Let me get a peek at the map over there. Okay. All right. So the gun trucks need to basically screen up and watch the lead one will watch the Hillside Drive fucking what the fuck is that called, intersection. All right. And then they'll basically the other 3 will be spaced out evenly between there and Bubba's driveway, just kind of watching the field in that left extremity of the neighborhood. And then well, what do they see? I guess, do they see anything?
Yeah, sure. So as they're pulling up here on the left side, it seems pretty quiet. You got a guy that comes out of this house right here as you're driving past, and he says, "Hey, there was like 8 or 9 trucks, I think it was. We got them all held up on the east side of the neighborhood. There's no one over here on the west far end." And you're like, "All right, cool. Thanks for that."
Roger that.
You roll up. You take your position.
We'll hold trucks there. We'll hold trucks there.
And as you can see, there's some vehicles all down Hillside Drive. There's like 6 trucks left parked sporadically in people's lawns and stuff that seem like they probably don't belong. And yeah, that's what you see. No dismounts at this time. Dismounts are hiding because they're not liking what happens when they are discovered.
Indeed, indubitably. I would radio into the assaulting force. Fucking, start pushing north. Fucking cover to cover, house to house. You know what I'm saying? If you see anybody, fucking tell them to stay inside. Fucking keeping an eye out for armed individuals, shit like that, out in the roads. Hopefully nobody inside the fucking houses tries to shoot at us. Hopefully they recognize us as not the threat. Hopefully,
sure.
I don't know if we have any uniforms or anything like that, but
we all have polo shirts with some logo on them or something.
Okay, very good. We're looking very not crackhead like.
All right.
Yeah. No,
so
I'd say push up and
we're able to
keep those cul-de-sacs.
To sweep through, and we sweep up through these houses, and as we start to cross through this more open terrain, we start to get some sporadic harassing fire style shots coming out of some of these houses.
Okay. Each gun truck that's on either side of Hillside Drive. What are we seeing here? We smoked a couple fucking guys in vehicles and shit like that. So.
Yep. So if we had 10 vehicles originally were there roughly. We've smoked about 3 people's worth, 2 vehicles for sure. So we're down to somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 7 vehicles. And Hillside Drive curves, so no one has a clear sight of the entire thing, but we're talking to each other over the radio, and we can confirm that, right? You see about 3 here, you see about three trucks here that are like parked in people's lawns and stuff like that. You see some of the trucks that are parked in people's lawns have some bullet holes in them. And so you're like, all right, I bet those are probably the ones of the people that ran up in here, eh?
Okay. Zoom out for a moment.
At this point, do you have a drone up as well? Over the site, because we got it boxed in.
Get the drone up!
Yep, there's a drone in the air now.
All right, excellent. Recon element to the northeast.
Engage.
Move in. Fucking take the north side of the neighborhood. There, obviously, we caused quite a stink on the south side. So, if anything, they're not going to be looking. I would say try and have those guys fucking cross that field as expeditiously as possible, utilizing halfway decent bounding techniques, maybe minimize as much risk as possible. Fucking get them across that field and get them into that neighborhood so they can get into the fight and help the guys on the south, because they've been hard compromised already. So it's time to play our trap card, which is the recon guys that have been there for 3 days.
All right. These guys come out of the bush looking rough with vegetation tucked into their boonie hats and all that, and they start trying to cross this field. They take some sporadic shots, but when they do that, they return fire. As that's happening, you see a lot of the bad guys are time to leave now. They are trying to run out and get into their trucks. They're exiting out of the vehicles and trying to get into their trucks. And so as you're seeing that, people rushing out of houses with slung rifles, perhaps, and getting into these trucks precariously parked on the side of the road and in people's front lawns and such, and turn them on to leave, what actions do your guys that have this avenue locked down do?
I'm horny. We're going to hold down the intersections, and if we see armed men rushing to vehicles, we're going to engage them with our own gun trucks, at least to suppress them, and we got to close in the infantry. We got to get them out of those open areas. The guys on the south aren't really in a terrible spot, but the north guys definitely need to get the fuck out of there. They're basically boxed in at this point. Fucking, if anything, their only exits are Hillside Drive and perhaps Hillside Drive. So
yeah, pretty much.
They're kind of fucked like Chuck at this point. I would continue to hard hold those fucking intersections. I mean, they're fucking cornered at this point. So
who's covering that middle section? There's that dirt road that bisects that whole thing that they can squirt out.
that is there's infantry sort of. Well, they pushed into the neighborhood already.
Yeah, you never made contact with Bubba.
Say again?
Yeah, I
I said
circled
you
my
never made
cursor around
contact with
Bubba.
Bubba, so he's the only one over there.
Yeah, Bubba's got that field locked down, bro.
It does appear that they're having a hell of a time getting across the field with Bubba and his bolt gun.
Yeah, that is a point of contention.
So as that happens, it's just a total shit show. The enemy is in full retreat. The trucks aren't even here, which is what they were trying to do. So they don't even want to play this game. They're unincentivized. We have fire superiority. Several of their vehicles are getting hamburgered. People are getting gunned down trying to get into the vehicles. Some guys take off on foot and run through the neighborhood and then through the fields. One truck does manage to get it together and it speeds out and it breaks through somebody's backyard fence and drives off-road, and then it careens into these tree line, and then those guys get out and they take off running.
God bless.
But the fight is over. The enemy is fully destroyed or routed. Ball's back in your court, sir.
Do we see
Excellent.
the record?
Say again?
Yeah. Is the fucking wrecker here?
the wrecker is not present.
The Grim Reaper man? Okay, very good. Good to know. Good to know. Urban myth, as it were. So at this point, it's time to do some clearing of the objective. Northern guys, they're gonna fucking push into the neighborhood and secure a good foothold on the perimeter, while the gun trucks, they can assume positions. So we got 8 of our gun trucks, right? I would say you could do 4 on Hillside Drive, spread out equally, intersection to intersection, and then the other 4 you could do fucking one a little bit south of the west side, Old 81, one a little bit south of the frontage road. You know what I'm saying? Kind of make an H, basically.
Yeah, sure.
H shape, kind of to block off the roads and
Got you.
set up their guns, and then fucking infantry. Once that's been established, start moving in, doing fucking what's it called? Fucking
knocking on doors, clearing, checking houses.
Yeah, knocking on doors, fucking PDW type shit, operations, fucking clearing the dead. Yeah, knocking on doors, being like, hey, no more Batman. What's going on?
So
We got distress calls.
Yeah, pretty quickly you realize all the bad guys are dead or got the fuck out of here, and all the townsfolk are telling you that they came here to set up, and they strong-armed them, and they were trying to send out distress calls and get the semi-trucks to come in here for an ambush, and they destroyed some radio equipment because people were trying to send calls out. Bubba over here, it seems like, was the guy that sent out the initial distress call, but then he wasn't able to send more because he was too busy suppressing. He could not be on the radio. And yes, they have 4 injured people that they would like for us to rapidly transport to the Temple Hospital for them.
Say less. Get in the fucking van. Collect the fucking recon vans. Or if anything, if we got room in the gun trucks, cram in the gun trucks. Fucking, if anything, we could probably keep a couple gun trucks there, and maybe a van's worth of guys, and everybody else can go to fucking Troy, or Temple, I'm sorry.
Yep.
And transport those fucking casualties, get them to higher care where they need to be, and we'll adjust our security element as needed.
All right, cool. So we left 1 van and 2 gun trucks at the town. Well, so that's there. Okay, and so we're left with this. If you're looking at the YouTube screen or my stream screen.
Yep.
Any particular way you want to set this up?
Okay, vans are green.
Correct.
Yeah, definitely keep the van placement there. The vans on the exteriors could still be the feelers.
If you utilize gun trucks and they're the soft shell Humvees, they have that angled piece in the back. You could fit 2 wounded per gun truck and use 2 gun trucks to transport.
Well, we sent all this because the semi trucks are still in Temple, so these are the people that stayed in town. 2 gun trucks and 1 van, and then so this whole convoy, minus obviously the cargo trucks that are still in Temple, is all going back to Temple. A, to transport the guys, and B, because we have to go back and escort our cargo trucks.
Yeah, this is a good setup. Let's see, how far away is that village from Temple?
Not far. It is within the halfway point,
So
right?
They could join us once we leave, basically. Yeah,
Sure.
I don't think we really have to worry about much. Everybody that's squirted out of there basically squirted to the north.
Correct.
So wait a second.
Yep.
Just real quick here. So we're sending the entire convoy back to Temple when eventually we need to be headed back to Waco. Why don't we break off just like one of the vehicles? I mean, is that what's happening?
Because the cargo trucks need to return from Temple to go to Waco. So we want to send a majority of the security element back to Temple to reconvene with them, grab the 10 fucking semi-trucks, and then while we're traveling back north towards Waco, we'll pick up our guys that are at that neighborhood, which is only 2 gun trucks and a van. They'll reconvene back with us and then go back north, back to Waco.
Thank you. That's right. Because the semi-trucks are still in Temple waiting.
Correct.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We told them to take a long lunch.
All right, yeah. To make a long story short, we execute all that. No problems, and all future convoys for the foreseeable future seem to be pretty quiet. This was the local miscreants testing out the new untested security, being like, oh, these fucking average guys, they ain't shit. They just they have fancy toys. We can strong arm them off their stuff. They're not professional. So that's what all of this fuss was about in the land of lore. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns on how things ran?
Question about not making contact with Bubba. Why would you not want to do that?
Because I don't know anything about Bubba. Okay. I don't, clearly he could be reliving a fucking flashback. He could be, I don't know anything. Okay. He is a mysterious third party that is keeping the enemy occupied. If I go in there and try and reconvene with him at the moment, then, I mean, well, first of all, he sent out the distress signal, which I didn't know at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody knew at the time. Nobody knew. Yeah.
It was convenient.
But he's seemingly a green force, so why would you not want to inadvertently get shot in the back during your maneuvers?
Link-ups are difficult, right? Even when it's your guys, even when it's like Team 1 from Squad A is trying to link up with Team 2 from Squad A, that's like a dangerous, difficult thing. So it's
actively in a firefight. You know what I'm saying? It's like friendly fire fucking happens.
It's probably best to just not, like, Bubba's protecting his property, right? He's like, these guys are trying to cross my field to get in my house. Fuck them. So if we don't look like we're trying to get in Bubba's house, there's a good chance he's not going to shoot at us. And then if we start shooting at the people that he's shooting at, he's going to be like, oh, hell yeah.
There's people going to his house trying to fucking kill him. I don't want to go to his house and roll the dice and be like, hey, I'm not trying to kill you. Don't worry.
Friends.
You know, like,
promise.
Yeah, it's like, hey, instead, let's just solve the problem. How about I just take care of the guys that are trying to fucking, come across your farmland here and fuck your day up. So
it's definitely
it's a fast-moving kinetic problem. There's already an active gunfight happening. We need to solve the problem first and foremost before trying to play semantics and being like, don't worry, we're the good guys, we're here. You know what I mean? Like fucking, like it's just like, oh my god, like. The problem that we were told about got worse, and people are dying or getting hurt. Like, I need to just seize control of the fucking area, maintain fucking fire superiority, maintain mobility, and solve the problem. It can. I mean, I'm sure Bubba can figure out like, okay, everybody's wearing the fucking same thing. McDonald's T-shirt, whatever, Amazon fucking vest, like with gun trucks and shit. Like these guys are probably the fucking good guys. I mean, I'm not so much worried about one guy in his house who's, more than likely a green 4, than the fucking 10 trucks worth of dudes that are in the fucking neighborhood that are opposing force. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of what's important, I'm not worried about Bubba right now. I need to go in there and fucking take care of the problem, the bigger problem at hand, than playing semantics.
In this situation, I definitely would have done the same thing that OG did. It is like in general, you know, a 6 in one, half dozen in the other. You know, situation dependent, gut feeling dependent. Whether you'd want to link up or not, right? Given this situation, like I said, he's shooting at people trying to get into his house. As long as we don't try to get into his house, he probably won't shoot at us. And it's going to be hard to get up to him, to talk to him, without looking like I'm trying to get into his house. So probably the best way to communicate to him that I'm his friend is to, as rapidly as I can, start shooting at the same people he's shooting at.
Yep, exactly. He'll get the idea pretty quick if he's paying attention. I mean, either way. It's either I can go and talk to Bubba and possibly get shot by Bubba and the bad guys, or I can just try and take out the bad guys and, you know what I mean, just hopefully not get shot by Bubba. it's one less dude to worry about.
Sit down.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I understood.
Anybody else got anything else?
I have a question that's not related to this. Who was Big Dog T? And is he ever gonna come back?
I have no plans to bring Big Dog T back at this time, but I'm not saying he never will make another appearance.
Big Dog T, who the fuck is that?
It was
Is that
we
somebody in
ran
the universe?
Yeah, we ran a scenario like months ago. I forget. I think we were in Houston and
Memphis, I think.
wherever it was, some place with a lot of rocket scientists and scholars, and you know, things went south. I forget what the exact scenario was, but essentially all of the urban gangs had unified to become one force in and of themselves, and they were they were under the command of Big Dog T.
Oh my god.
He was a very popular character for a few weeks.
That's awesome. He's a very popular urban youth.
Yeah.
Character ready.
He was kings and shit.
He was basically king of the hood rats.
Yep, it's pretty accurate.
Scaff boss of Memphis.
Yeah, his spot was bumping, dude.
That's fucking awesome.
I was gonna ask, like, what distances did you guys cover, and like, when do you think it would be a good idea to carry extra fuel? Because it takes like more space and stuff, and it's heavy.
Yeah, I think this was only 25 miles one direction, 25 miles back. That's 50 miles. I've never driven a big rig, but I would imagine they have exponentially more fuel than that. So really, you know, if one tank will take you there and back 5 times over, you don't really need to worry about extra fuel. You already got it on board. But yeah, I mean,
They do have an auxiliary fuel
sure.
on each side. One that's the main, and then they can switch it over to auxiliary if they need to.
Yeah, but I mean, they're designed for intercontinental transportation. I doubt they have to stop at a gas station every 5 miles.
Yeah, type shit.
That makes sense. Thanks.
Question about the ambush site. Given that you guys found the trail cams, somebody like just simply covered them. Why would you not steal them to try to take the SD cards and utilize whatever information to see how many people frequent that ambush site, get faces, and kind of like give that off to the local PD?
Yeah, I think we didn't go into detail, but I understood that we swiped them. We took them down, took control of them, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, understood. I thought somebody just covered them.
Yeah, no, that was the intent. Grab them.
And I have a question for you, GWOT. Am I a little bit too hasty on jumping the gun to actually wanting to get in a gunfight? Your honest opinions?
On him.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit, but that's not bad. It's not uncommon. It's situational. This was like a policing situation embedded with a lot of civilians, so you have to slow roll it big time. But you know, you're of the proper mindset for a rifleman, right? Like if I'm in charge, I would rather have to put a leash on somebody than have to be constantly putting my foot up somebody's ass, right? Like, I want to be telling you, stop shooting. I want to be telling you, no, we can't maneuver yet. I want to be telling you, wait, hold your position. Not be, like, screaming at you, like, engage, go, let's go.
I get what you're saying. You'd rather have to restrain somebody from taking action than have to put a foot in their ass, like you were saying, to get them to actually do something and be
Yes.
like an up them.
Yes, so from a rifleman perspective, your head's in the right spot. This specific scenario was, you know, a lot, like I already said, a lot of civilians. You definitely got to wait until you're being fired upon most of the time type situation.
That's why I was so reluctant when we were getting boxed in. You know what I'm saying? Because people panic and they do stupid shit.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It's just like sure, these two guys in the front of the convoy, or however, like 2, 3, 4 guys like in front of the convoy, like yeah, I fired warning shots, but I mean, if some people, if they get shot at remotely close by a 240, they're just gonna let off the accelerator and be like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's true. Or
not,
hit the gas. I've seen the opposite.
Yeah, it
Be
can
it
go either way.
I've
Hopefully
seen.
they just get out of the way.
Yes.
But not everybody can fucking have the brain power, the gumption to do that. You know, they're just pure prey mentality. They fucking freeze up or something,
Or
like
drive
that.
into a wall of bullets.
Yeah, dude, yeah, it's messy business, but regardless, if they're unarmed or they're not actively, you know, basically with like ROE and shit like that, and being the one to initiate lethal intent, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, in my opinion, a warning shot isn't necessarily lethal intent. It's a warning.
Correct.
Basically, it's a show of force. Fucking, it doesn't raise the stakes necessarily. A warning shot is done in response to something. It's not done to set the standard necessarily. So I mean, like, what was happening was clearly provocational and purposeful. Like, hey, we're slowing down the fucking convoy. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys aren't moving; they're dominating the fucking highway. They've moved sporadically to get into that position of dominance, taking advantage of our reluctance to be overtly violent, to try and move us into a position where they could utilize and leverage their assets to try and take us out, essentially, right? So, I mean, that in doing so, like, that clear and obvious, like, disregard to that security asset is in itself like it's almost like a warning. So you respond with a warning of equal severity. Like, I'm like, hey, what you're doing right now is clearly disregarding my lethal capacity. I'm going to show you that I'm not afraid to use my lethal capacity. I'm gonna fucking squirt some rounds next to your car, behind your car, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then they disregarded that, so you raise it up one more step. Okay, well, I'm gonna fucking disable your car. You're not trying to kill me necessarily, not directly, not right in this moment, and I can't tell the fucking future, so I can't say for certain what you're gonna do. But you know, clearly you're disregarding my warnings, so I'm gonna just remove you as a problem. I'm gonna disable your vehicle and get you the fuck out of the way. And that's what we did. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like, you know, squirt through the windshield and fucking, you know, redecorate the inside of the car. Not at all. Because again, a worst case scenario, shit like that can be used against you. Okay, so yeah, this person had fucking evil intentions against you, trying to push you into an ambush. But if you end up killing them and they're unarmed, well, guess what? That can also be used against you later on. You know what I'm saying? So you've got to be fucking careful with shit like that. Like, you cannot just rush into, this guy's being an asshole, I'm going to fucking kill him. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the fucking response here. It's not a one size fits all sort of solution if you value any sort of longevity of your livelihood.
Thank you. I thought this was really good. Like, you did a real good job of measured control escalation of force and everything. This is good to see. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we did get to see kind of both ends of the spectrum, luckily.
Yeah, when convoy patrols turn into a deliberate attack.
Yeah. And then once it was clear that there was like distress signals, and we confirmed suspicions of a hostile takeover in a known area of contention. Like, okay, yeah, there's a distress call. Oh shit, we got recon guys in the area. Send them over there to go check it out. Yep, there's definitely something bad going on here. Then you send in the fucking big guns, and then it's leash off. Then you take the fucking leash off, and it's just like as soon as you roll in, and there was that one truck full of dudes pushing out towards the intersection because they saw gun trucks moving into the area and they had weapons. And then it's like I don't care at that point. Then they're armed. They're armed and fucking after being confirmed doing something malicious with lethal intent, all bets are off at that point. Then it's an act of war. You know what I'm saying? And you handle it accordingly. So there's just points of there's prerequisites that need to be met before you can just flip the safety off and keep it off. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, this is my safety now.
I get what you're saying.
How do you discern the ROE in regards to the two trucks? Because they were fleeing away from you. How could you know if you weren't actively being shot at? They could have been townsfolk fleeing the situation.
Well, I didn't shoot at them, did I?
You lit up that truck with the 240.
You murderlated them
coming onto the on ramp.
When you were pulling up, when you were pulling up to occupy this avenue of approach, right? There was one vehicle that was like pull out and seemingly head north.
I asked if they were armed, and you said
Yep. They had two guys with rifles clearly in the back in their hands.
Yeah, and that's my question. How do you know they're not townsfolk fleeing the marauders instead of being the marauders themselves if they never shot at you?
It could have been, but
and that kind of goes back to the ROE of
you know what I'm saying? It's like I have no idea. At that point in time, it's like yes, there's two armed people, fucking spitting distance in front of me. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, they're considered hostile.
Based on the evidence that was shown to me, we had a distress call. I'm showing up to an active fucking gunfight in the neighborhood. My recon team told me, like, yeah, hey, there's multiple armed vehicles here, trucks in particular, very similar to the fucking trucks that were trying to ambush us before. You know what I'm saying? I see two guys hop in that fucking truck or driving in that truck and they're armed. Then it's like, yeah, there's a 1 to 99% chance that they are innocent.
I think the big
and you know what I'm saying? It's like
the big difference is
get out and ask them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The big difference is that it was
shoot at me.
That it was a deliberate attack, which it like changes things. It's a gray area, right? You could say they could be townsfolk, so it's best not to shoot them. I would have probably done the same thing OG did, right? Again, he mentioned it, but I'll highlight it here. We got a distress signal from this town. We have a recon element that's there that's saying there's an active gunfight going on. We pulled up and saw an active gunfight going on, people shooting at each other from across the field. These individuals loosely have fit the description of all of the enemy encounters we've had up to this point, right? Is it foolproof? No. Is there an opportunity for a blue on green? Yes. But switching over to going from like an escort, like, hey, we're around civilian population and hopefully nobody's even shooting at us, and like to go from that to shooting at somebody takes a lot of steps to happen, much less than we have reports from this town, from multiple reports from multiple people from this town that there's an active engagement going on and we're going to go there and help them, right? And you're going to be much more aggressive on that second scenario.
If you remember, before we even mobilized to go to that neighborhood, I said, if there's anybody in fucking Temple that knows anyone here, tell them like they got like 5 minutes. because we're on our way. Like, there's an early warning that we're coming. Because that was one thing I fucking did not want to run into, was just like a total Syria moment where there's just, 58 different fucking teams fighting each other, essentially. That none of them are related to each other, but they're all just trying to kill each other, and it's just like, well, what the fuck do I do here?
Kill
know what
them
I'm
all.
saying? At that point, I wouldn't even get involved.
Yeah,
Clear
for
the
sure.
barricade and fucking carry on.
Yep.
Let them figure it out themselves. But like, yeah, no, that was I'm telling you, like, I purposely tried to avoid that as much as fucking possible, because it's just like I know we're going into a civilian area. We're going into a literal residential area. So if there's anybody in Temple that knows anyone in this fucking neighborhood, tell them that we're fucking on our way. And hopefully, and I even said it, I'm like, and hopefully they don't have enough time to mobilize to reinforce, because otherwise it would just be we would lose the element of surprise. But that's a risk that I'm willing to take if it means mitigating fucking civilian casualties.
And shit does happen in real life. Blue on green happens, civilian casualties happen, no matter how much you try to mitigate it. So, I mean, it is what it is.
I think 10% is okay for civilian casualty rate to consider a successful mission.
It's probably closer. It's probably pretty true, in all honesty.
Yeah, it's something that
You definitely want to mitigate.
Adamantly want to avoid, because it's just like I mean, everybody that's part of this theoretical volunteer force is from 25 miles north in Waco, or they're from Temple. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people know each other here.
Yes, you don't want to get labeled as the death squad. That's a bad label.
Exactly. And it's like, well, I know where that motherfucker lives. I recognize him, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's why I'm saying, like, even with the fucking, the wrecker guy, it's like, he didn't show any signs necessarily of being a threat. He was just at the fucking, the wrong place at the wrong time trying to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that doesn't mean that we fucking treat him as a prisoner of war right away. Like, I mean, that's his route. It's a 25-mile route between Waco and fucking Temple. That's his job. He's doing his job right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a fucking a green light to treat him as a fucking hostile, or even potentially like an informant or something like that. So I'm like, this guy's a non-issue until he's an issue. But when I see and hear, okay, there's a gunfight happening in this neighborhood, and hopefully, I mean, I didn't get any hard confirmation or anything like that, but it's like, I asked, I'm like, hopefully we sent out a warning, we're coming, we're gonna respond to this fucking distress signal, and I see people getting in gun trucks, driving towards us, or not in gun trucks, I'm sorry, carrying guns and getting in trucks and driving towards us, then it's just like, oh, okay. I mean, what are we gonna wait for? You know what I'm saying? Do I have to wait for the flash, or are we gonna start solving the fucking problem at hand, and that there's armed men in the streets taking over the neighborhood? Hey, look, there's an armed man in the street. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, and I agree with you that there is a non-zero probability that one of them could have been, green to blue. But at the same time, like, you gotta, when you're showing up to something like that, you have to stop the killing, stop the dying. That's fucking prerogative number one in that neighborhood right now. Because Bubba's fighting for his fucking life right now against 10 trucks worth of dudes. All right. So when I see trucks of guys with guns, that's an enemy in my mind. And hopefully they're not fucking green.
Base take. Big agree. Anybody else got any questions?
Whenever we had the sporadic fires coming from Troy View, Doctor Road from the houses, would you guys have done anything differently? Like, use the up guns and just totally obliterate the houses? Or...
Probably not.
I mean, if the area was evacuated, then maybe, but, like, given the intel, this was a lived-in residential community that was being taken over by armed insurgents, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like they're armed outsiders coming in and taking over the neighborhood. That was the distress call. Was that, you know, there's guys in trucks showing up to the neighborhood, implying that they don't recognize them, and they're taking over the neighborhood, and they're fucking blocking the road and yada yada. You know what I'm saying? So clearly they're not of the neighborhood. So I mean, you can't just like start squirting fucking 308 into the houses where, you know, fucking 5-year-olds and 3-year-olds are sleeping in cribs and shit. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, that's risky business. You're responsible for every fucking bullet that comes out of your gun. So you got to keep that in mind while you're trying to solve the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to balance. It's a lot to fucking balance. But, you know, I mean, you could just look at it like this. It's just like, this is my neighborhood. I know who lives here. Fucking, I'm not going to shoot into their house because I know who lives there and they're not a threat. Or, you know, you have to be very, very, very fucking selective on where you're shooting and shit like that. Which includes, even if it's an enemy inside someone else's house, like, I mean, you just got to be fucking careful. You got to be fucking careful. You can't just be sporadic and just, you know, wasting, you know, just creating a fucking base of fire and just fucking mowing down the entire fucking neighborhood. It's an overreaction.
Seemed like that was one of the scenarios where if you're not under particularly effective fire, it is a better call to maneuver rather than to, you know, engage the ineffective fire that you're under.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. I'm like, even when the infantry got compromised on the south side of the neighborhood, my thought then was just to like, okay, well, instead of just like, if they don't know where it's coming from, have them seek cover, because they can be useful later. It's okay. Like, they're not the crux of this entire operation. Like, we have literally fucking 8 gun trucks to move into position here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not betting my money on fucking 12 dismounted guys. So yeah, I had them move the fucking gun trucks up and box in the rest of the neighborhood. And then even then, I had the fucking the recon guys to the northeast. Like, it's just like, okay, well, they're compromised. All guns are pointed south. Move in that northern asset while their fucking attention is focused somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for them to be under fire. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, they're being a tool right now, and it's to gain advantage in the gunfight later on. And that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's okay. Like, I'll be the base of fire. I'll be the punching bag. You can shoot at me, shoot at my cover, whatever. Fucking the rest of my homies know what to do. They know to fucking maneuver and put you in a spot where, yeah, you may have shot at me, but now you're going to die. You know what I mean? Like, it's because you failed to secure the rest of the area.
Somebody was trying to have a question for me. Who was that?
Yeah, that was me. I was just going to ask, do we know the whereabouts of Gigaphil during all this? Because I think he set those trailers on fire on the highway.
That's funny.
Public enemy number 1.
Gigaphil.
Just irate with him.
Yo, I heard my name. What's up?
Ray.
Where were you on the night of?
You're being accused of setting tractors on fire.
Ray.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this was already answered, but I gotta know: was that tow truck driver, in fact, an enemy spotter or agent?
Yes.
He was Ray.
He was a fucking informant.
I knew you should have snatched that.
I knew he
He's a
was.
fucking
I
informant.
should have shot him the second time.
Yeah, well, hopefully now that his friends are fucking dead, hopefully he had a change of heart, and he knows how to pick his friends better. Look, I get it. You know what I mean? People make rash decisions, fucking, when their back is in a corner, you know. But he's lucky. He's lucky he got a second chance. You know what I'm saying? Because there is plenty of chances to overreact, and he could have been part of that problem. But you
There's
know
enough
what?
240 to go around.
His death
There's
would have been
enough 240 to go around.
Yeah, his death would have been a fucking another seed in
Yes.
the in the propaganda machine.
Yes, OG is completely correct. Even in the scenario, even though he was a bad guy, if you would have popped him when he had reasonable plausibility to not be a bad guy, they would have just been like, "Oh, look at these assholes shooting up innocent truck drivers. What douchebags."
Yeah, and then guess what? Now this neighborhood that's been overtaken is now fucking favorable to the guys that overtook them.
It's Afghanistan
saying?
all over again.
And it gets way fucking harder then to try and free up, because the whole point of contention here was access through that highway. Honestly, didn't give a fuck about what was going on in that neighborhood up until that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But like, one mistake, i.e. shooting the fucking wrecker driver, would have or possibly could have caused, okay, hey, look at how much of a bunch of assholes these guys are. Why don't we fucking stop them, take their fucking supplies for ourselves, and we'll help you guys fucking do it. So you have these 10 truck worths of fucking cocksuckers come in, and they're like, oh my god, finally our saviors are here. You know what
Hearts
I'm saying?
and minds,
like,
baby. Hearts and minds.
Exactly, fucking hearts and minds. So
We'll come back
like,
during Thanksgiving
and then you get you get that distress signal or whatever, and then it's an ambush where it's fucking everybody's against you instead of, you know, the residential population that is resistant to, you know, their invaders, as it were. You know what I'm saying? It complicates things way fucking more. Even if that guy was in the wrong, it doesn't fucking matter. It's like you have to be fucking smarter than that. You have to be, you know what I'm saying? You gotta let him walk. You gotta let him walk.
Kind of like that time we refrained from putting heads on spikes or pikes.
Yeah, something like that.
Still win over hearts and minds.
Yeah. That usually ends the Hearts and Minds campaign, displaying the heads of your fallen enemy.
I fucked up those trucks that were trying to stop the convoy.
Yeah, I probably would have shot him
Also-
up
also
more and
fuck your
faster as
driver.
well. But I get where he's coming from. I think his final solution was
driver
brilliant. Just shoot up the beds of them where nobody's at, and then push them out of the fucking way. That's super smart.
Literally. I mean, I'll fucking
Say
split
goodbye to your
apart
rear
the fucking
axle.
Rear end.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The fucking rear end's gonna be in pieces. You know what I'm saying? So I'm aiming right for the fucking rear diff. So.
All right,
Just
fellas.
out of
Get out of
curiosity,
the way
it
one way
came
or
to
another.
mind.
Yeah, what's
Are
up?
we skipping Thanksgiving Thursday? Or are we still gonna do one? Or are we gonna shift the date?
We'll probably just skip that week.
Gotcha. I figured.
Thanksgiving special. Everybody get the fuck up off your table. It's TDG time.
Turn off the computer.
Our families
Go.
invited.
Say hi to mom.
Kiss your wife and kids goodbye. Tell them you have
Break out
tactical
the
decisions to
notepads.
make.
Yep.
GWOT's gonna learn you something.
Yeah. All right, Grandma. This is called TDG. Shit out.
Check this shit out.
He knows about fire maneuver.
We should do that on Thanksgiving. We should just have our family celeb in.
Celeb in.
We'll hold this shit, but we'll do everybody's
Have people's
mom,
wives and
grandmas,
moms try to
grandmas.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All right,
Real
boys.
fucked situation.
Anybody have
Good
any
stuff, guys.
important parting questions before you log off here?
Nope. I'm over here. I got lotion on my shit.
Hell yeah.
No, I shouldn't call you that.
All right, man. OG, I think you crushed it.
Shout out to y'all that ran it, yeah, and shout out to you too, GWOT. I feel like a lot of this was really awesome about like how much restraint was shown, and then when it was time to not have restraint, like boom, it was lit up. And I think it was interesting to hear y'all talk about it, because to a novice you have that question of, yeah, but what if it wasn't? What if it was a towns member? And sort of the answer is like, yeah, but it wasn't. It wasn't a towns member. And I
it's
think
a
part of
risk you have to
the
take.
great part about doing this is that, it's those repetitions. It's, you being in that driver's seat, making those decisions over and over and over, to where you learn when to have the restraint and when, 9 times out of 10 it's go time. And that's
Absolutely.
like that question seems really theoretical, and it's like, well, it could have been, until you run these scenarios, and then it's like, yeah, but it wasn't. So it's really nice to get to participate in this with you guys, because I feel like the more we do this, the more we're approximating that, yeah, but it wasn't, and we knew it, standpoint, instead of just being like, it could have been,
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
absolutely.
What led to that decision, you know what I'm saying, is I think is the important part, because it wasn't just like a metaphorical shoot from the hip, like, I guess, 50-50 dice roll, let's see what happens, like, there was justification, just like how there was justification for not shooting or harassing the wrecker guy, or not completely killing the fucking guys who were boxing in the vehicles on the public highway.
Right.
The Marine Corps,
Like,
yeah.
there's justification for everything.
The Marine Corps has a motto that I really like. It's no greater friend, no worse enemy. Not to motard out real quick, but I really enjoy it, right?
God.
Like, it's super. It's what you all should try to embody, in my opinion, right? Like, if you are friendly to me, I'm gonna be there for you. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna be useful. I'm gonna be polite, professional, etc., etc. Like, I'm literally your best friend. I'm the guy you want to be my friend. But if for whatever reason you've made the mistake of deciding for me not to be your friend, well, then I'm just going to immediately eradicate your bloodline with no remorse. So that was a terrible decision. So everybody else that watched that, would you like to be my friend or not be my friend?
Yeah, right.
I wish I had people like you guys in my neighborhood. I'm surrounded by fucking meth heads and fucking cooks and shit like that. And I live out in the fucking boonies.
Beast,
It sounds like you
beast,
need to
beast,
learn how to conscript the crackheads and the
beast.
meth heads.
Yeah, it sounds like you need to learn how to cook meth, and then those are your meth heads.
Yeah, right. It sounds like you have a bunch of friends that you can rely on. Real shit.
Me and my meth head army.
Yeah, best friends.
All right, boys, I'm about to log off. I appreciate y'all. We've been going close to 3
Bye,
hours
guys.
now.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Appreciate you.
Of
gents.
course.
Peace.
God bless.
All right.
Later, guys.